family at their premier mountain resort, where you'll create memories that will last a lifetime. For more information, visit innofthemountaingods.com.
All right, let's do this.
Fox News. I'm Chris Foster. U.S. negotiators are holding Ukraine-Russia ceasefire talks in Saudi Arabia for now, focused on finalizing a ceasefire on strikes on energy infrastructure and protecting shipping in the Black Sea.
And from that, you'll naturally gravitate into a full-on shooting ceasefire.
U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff on Fox News Sunday. Second Lady Usha Vance and National Security Advisor Mike Waltz will be in Greenland Thursday. No mention in the statement from the White House about President Trump's goal of acquiring the country.
Her office says she'll be part of a delegation to visit historical sites, learn about Greenland's heritage, and attend Greenland's national dog sled race. President Trump has said many times that the U.S., not Denmark, should control Greenland for national security reasons.
Fox's Jill Nato. Former Utah Congresswoman Mia Love died, 49 years old. She had brain cancer. America's listening to Fox News.
Good morning, this is Smiley Wooten at the Roswell Livestock Auction. A fairly light March run this week, but a good selection of all classes of cattle, especially high-quality native calves, light yearlings. We expect to sell 1,150 head. Breaking down like this: 100, 125 weight cows and bulls, 100, 125 pairs bred cows, 900, 950 calves and yearlings. Today's sale will include 10 to 15 cow-calf pairs, mostly black white-face Angus and Brangus crosses, with black calves, pairs 5 to 10 years old. 25 bred cows, the Lynch Ranch here at Roswell. Excellent quality, mostly black white-face Angus cross cows, second trimester bred to Angus bulls. Cows 4 to 9 years old. 23 bred cows, Cordova Ranch, Los Lunas, New Mexico. Good quality, white-face, medium frame, second and third trimesters, bred to Hereford bulls, mostly 2 to 5 years old. 81 heifer calves, Barrow Cattle Company, Andrews, Texas. Reputation quality, black white-face, red white-face, and white-face heifer calves. Cattle weaned 60 days. 2 rounds of shots, thin to medium condition. 375, 500 pounds, 48 calves and light yearlings, Cordova Ranch, Los Lunas, New Mexico. Good quality, white face, thin to medium condition. 1 round of shots, 450, 750 pounds, 41 calves, Gatlin Lake Ranch over in Catron County. Excellent quality, black and red Angus crossbred calves, shots at Brandon, 350, 500 pounds. 50 calves and light yearlings, Johnson Ranch, Lake Arthur, New Mexico. Excellent quality, black white face Angus crosses, good condition, right off some fields, 450, 600 pounds. 23 heifers, Mr. Fred Yates right here at Roswell. Excellent quality, black Angus and Charolais crossbreds. Cattle weaned 100 plus days, 2 rounds of shots, 500, 625 pounds. 23 calves, J.B. Runyon Incorporated, Hope, New Mexico. Excellent quality, black white-face Angus and Brangus crosses. Cattle weaned, 1 round of shots, 350, 550 pounds. 39 calves, light yearlings, Mr. Vasquez, Malaga, New Mexico. Excellent quality, black Angus. Cattle are weaned, 1 round of shots, right off some fields, 400, 800 pounds. 51 calves, light yearlings, Kincaid Brothers, Pinon, New Mexico. Excellent quality, black white-face Brangus crosses. Cattle weaned 45 plus days, 1 round of shots, 350, 600 pounds. 36 calves, Mr. Rod Hill, Tier C, New Mexico. Good quality red Brangus calves. Cattle weaned long time, shots thin to medium condition, 350, 500 pounds. Sale time this morning, 9 o'clock. Sell pairs bred cows 9:30, 9:45. Be selling calves and yearlings about 10:15. Very short on weigh cows and bulls. Be on bred cows and calves and yearlings pretty quick. We expect to sell 1150 today. This is Smiley Wooten, Roswell Livestock Auction.
If you need an aggressive, experienced personal injury attorney who is honest and true, you need to get the Gorilla.
So I'm 23 years old. I worked at a warehouse and I took an injury which caused the amputation of my right leg. I was approached by a specific firm and they turned my case down within 5 minutes. I was told to come visit the Gorilla Law Firm, and immediately they saw potential in my case. And I tell you what, Gorilla Law Firm had my back when no one else did. The Gorilla Law Firm made me a multi-millionaire. And if you're injured, you call the Gorilla Law Firm too.
The Gorilla Law Firm, 3130 North Grimes and Hobbs, or call 575-964-2720.
Good times and bad come and go. The dust settles and you take a look around. That's when you see who your real friends are. We've seen our members through the toughest of times. We're conservative and we're consistent. We don't always tell you what you want to hear. Sometimes we say no, but we're always looking out for your best interest. That's what friends are for. Estacado Federal Credit Union, where you are more than a number. You're a member. Federally insured by NCUA.
Storage units available now from JSM Storage LLC with 3 convenient locations in Midway, Dexter, and Hagerman. A local family-owned business, JSM Storage makes it easy for you to get the extra space you need. 5x10s just $30 a month, 10x10s $60 a month, and 10x20s just $120 a month. Find them online at jsmstoragellc.com or call today 575-361-1721. That's 575-361-1721.
Southeast New Mexico weather. Well, it's a Monday and temperatures down to 285 at 82 degrees in Roswell this afternoon with a sunny sky. There's about the same temperature range in the lower 80s in Carlsbad, Artesia, and 78 degrees at our radio studios in Lovington. Well, temperatures really jump tomorrow. Lovington temperatures at 85 degrees with Carlsbad, Artesia 87 degrees, and the wind will be gusty. For W105 FM, I'm meteorologist Ron Roberts.
Your country plays on W105.
Let's go! Up and at 'em. All right, rise and shine.
Good morning to you, too.
Go, let's go, let's go!
Be in the Breakfast Club, broadcasting from the Inn of the Mountain Gods studio.
You have questions? We have answers.
Text line at 877-396-W105. Powered by Amigo Machinery, your Kubota dealer.
Why? How does it affect your family?
Why are they doing that?
You have questions?
Question of the day brought to you by Lovington Auto Supply, your Napa dealer.
Check us out on Facebook.
The new and improved Be in the Breakfast Club. Now including Monica and Blake.
I don't know how those two managed to be so perky in the morning.
You know what today is, right?
Please, enlighten me.
It is National Cocktail Day.
Who wants a cocktail?
Is it too early for a drink?
No, it's a little early for me. You guys like to party?
Oh, yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Perhaps you'd like to partake in the party?
Why not celebrate early? It's too early.
Today is National Cocktail Day, so you have an excuse.
Okay, you've convinced me.
Happy National Cocktail Day.
It's showtime.
It is another day in paradise. God bless America. God bless you, Tommy. Back at the ER yesterday. Monica, did you get the call?
I got a call. I didn't answer, but I got a text shortly after. He said he was headed to the hospital because he thought he had food poisoning. And so I texted him back. I said, "Hey, Tom, I apologize. I was napping. How's it going? Are you still there?" And he texted me about 11 o'clock last night. He said, "I just left. I got some kind of food contamination, very contagious. The doctor said I need to be out for 2 days." I said,
Nora. What's it called?
It's the norovirus. Yeah. It's what can happen, like a lot of times you'll hear about it on a cruise ship.
Yeah.
From the contaminated buffet.
Oh.
Yeah.
And it is, he is right. It is highly contagious. At least he remembered that part when the doctor told him.
Right. Yeah. And I told him, I gave him crap because, if I get sick, I'm not going right to the ER. No. I mean, after 6 hours of, throwing up and diarrhea, I'm probably not going to the ER.
You're going to try all the other stuff first. There's several things you can take to calm that down.
Right.
And that's basically what I told him, bro. You got to toughen up a little bit because when something bad happens, you're not going to be able to come back from it. You need to toughen up a little bit.
Correct.
He's been babied all his life. I think that's the problem. Portecito. But he's feeling better, hopefully.
Well, yeah, and I'm glad that he actually has the diagnosis. But people going to the emergency room for stuff like that is part of the problem. And it's one of the reasons everybody's healthcare insurance is so high. Because you get additional charges when you go to the emergency room. And then normal people don't get that.
Right.
Dude, that's a $10,000 trip.
Well, I want him to be able to hopefully, fingers crossed, he'll be able to pinpoint where he got it or where he could have got it and make a choice to not go there anymore.
Well, but it could have been a gathering of people as well, not just.
Well, yeah,
I
could.
say
I
he
mean,
was
somebody
going to
could
an
got
event
it.
on
Somebody could
Saturday.
have it, and they passed it on to him. So I'm not gonna.
And he
I'm
was going
gonna
to an
bullet.
event, she says,
Yeah,
on Saturday.
Yeah.
But if somebody else
So
there
that could-
had it, it could have passed through into the whatever they were eating. Like, say he really had like the potato salad, and that person sneezed on a potato salad. Well, guess what?
Yeah. Yeah, you get it. So it is going around, that's for sure. Today is International Day of Achievers Day, Cheese Steak Day, Chocolate Covered Raisins Day. I'll take the almonds instead. Cocktail Day, National Cocktail Day. That is the question of the day. What is your favorite cocktail? Tuberculosis Day. No, I'm going to pass on that. I really don't want it. I'm good. I'll pass on it. Text line this morning, 877-396-W105, being brought to you by Amigo Machinery, your Kubota dealer. Question of the day, being brought to you by Lovington Auto Supply and Heavy Truck Supply. They have the largest selection of semi-parts in southeast New Mexico, everything from wheels to air brakes, accessories. Check them out today. Avenue D in Lovington. Question of the day this morning, your favorite cocktail on National Cocktail Day. And, of course, broadcasting from the End of the Mountain Gods studio today. Fire broke out at Disney World.
It did.
Saturday. Oh, no. Forcing visitors to evacuate Remy's Ratatouille adventure ride.
It was just cooking.
Yeah, I mean, it was as scary as families lighting the money on fire when they came in through admission. It was pretty bad. Whew. Man,
Disney did not have a good weekend.
All is good. Yeah, all is okay. President Trump revealed he has invited the Kansas City Chiefs to the White House to celebrate the team's Super Bowl victory, which was canceled due to the pandemic.
Huh?
They've got to make sure it's okay with the team spokesperson, Taylor Swift.
The measles pandemic?
Yeah.
What?
But
they're calling that a pandemic now?
It's pandemic. Yeah. Pandemic. They got to check with Taylor to make sure it's okay.
Oh, my God.
Hopefully be back. Sad news to report this morning. George Foreman, two-time heavyweight champion, Olympic gold medalist, passed away, 76 years old. You want to kids, you want to look at somebody you look up to, George Foreman.
He was a good guy.
I mean, if you don't know the history of George Foreman, he was a delinquent, and they actually put him like at a juvenile facility, and he had learning issues, but he went on to be a millionaire, not just fighting. No. He found God, and had a bunch of kids, and was a success. I had a dealing with one of George Foreman's son. I was trying to buy radio stations in Marshall, Texas, owned by George Foreman. Oh. And they were just not, I ended up not buying them, but just good people. You know, in Marshall, Texas at the time, there was a radio station and a Coca-Cola plant. And I was like, I don't know how I'm going to make a living here. I can't make it. I mean, Shreveport's up the road, but
yeah. Longview's not too far away, you know.
Yeah.
People go through there on the way to Jefferson for historical stuff.
Yeah, exactly. But not a whole bunch. Kitty Dukakis.
They have a good football team always, though.
Marshall.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. Kitty Dukakis, wife of former Massachusetts governor and Democratic presidential candidate Michael Dukakis, spoke openly about her struggles with depression and addiction, passed away over the weekend, 88 years of age. And Stylistics make that stats from the Edmonton show that Tesla was told not to come in. They didn't have as many people there. So, because people were listening.
They said that they were afraid for the safety of the other car maker people.
Yeah.
Well, I got an idea. Why don't we have the Democrats who are supposed to believe in peace actually stop doing violence?
I would actually like, in the worldwide hate for Elon Musk. See, it's got nothing to do with Donald Trump or anything else. He is the richest man in the world. There's a lot of envy for rich people, but I don't get the hate worldwide for Elon Musk. Get it.
It's about Donald Trump. Don't be fooled.
No.
They hate him because he uncovers corruption and he's working with Donald Trump. Those two things together.
Tesla stock is back up 4% on Friday and 4% this morning?
It is up 5.27% right now.
There you go. So goodbye. Goodbye if you're looking to buy something. I was thinking about buying a Tesla just to tick off a bunch of liberals. Prices are down. I mean, the prices are down because they can't give them away right now. People are scared. Well, I'm the type of person where, I'd buy it just to tick off some people.
But
the problem
totally
is,
agree with that.
they're canceling insurance on Teslas. The insurance companies are going, we can't insure.
I just don't want an electric car.
Is sad.
Right.
Yeah. That's just sad.
And some of them have like a sleek look. Some of them are hideous. I'm not going to lie.
And if you want a fast car, they are fast.
The sports cars are very, very fast. Very fast. Now
that being said, any Tesla dealerships within our earshot, if you would like us to have a station vehicle that's a Tesla that maybe we could do a co-wrap on or something, we could probably work that out.
We'd probably be fighting.
Looks like former Globetrotter George Bell. He was an actor, was in law enforcement, passed away over the weekend. He was 76. This guy was 7'8", and at one time was the tallest man in America. How can you be in law enforcement at 7'8"? I don't even know if you can fit in a cruiser.
Right?
You got to duck your head to the side.
7'8", but went on. His fame came from the Globetrotters. So congratulations, being at one point the tallest man in the world. He passed away though.
I got to point something out here. Tom is not here today, and we've had a couple stories about sports things. He would be in heaven, and he is totally missing out.
Now let me tell you about that guy. Let me tell you about that guy. All right, 7:17. We'll check the weather in just a second. Morning show this morning being brought to you by At-Last Makeup Mirror and Grooming Tool ×1 ×5 ×10 magnification. LED lights that are very bright. Travels easy with the traveling case. Weighs less than 4 pounds. I have taken that thing all over the world. Travels so easy. Put it in your carry-on, or you can check it either way. And great makeup mirror. They just rolled out the brand new pocket size makeup mirror that can go in your back pocket or fit in your purse. Call Rebecca for more information. 575-631-3189. AtLastMakeupMirror.com for more information. 6:18. We'll check the complete forecast in just a second. Also, we'll talk about that shooting in Las Cruces and reaction from the Democrats, because whenever there's a bad thing that goes on, it's always a reaction. So the governor is reacting. Instead of asking questions, reaction. We'll get to that. Monica in the text.
All right. So we did need to make a correction. A couple of texters said it was the Eagles that won the Super Bowl. The Chiefs didn't win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, well, this is to make up for last year because of the pandemic. I apologize.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I get it now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good morning, fellas. Good morning to the gorgeous Monica. I don't know who you are, but I appreciate that. Every girl needs to hear that they're gorgeous, that they're
admirer.
gorgeous in the morning. And it's going to be a great show today without turd-day streaks, says another texter.
Well, after this weekend, it might be turd-day streak.
And we missed Tom here in Artesia today, says the texter. He caught that virus eating Monahan's cat food. Tom's a big wuss, said another texter.
Wow.
And Smokey in Arizona said, Monica, did I read yours and Patrick's post right? And is the congratulations in order? No, and I probably do need to clear the air. I play too much. We were at one of Patrick's nephew's baby shower over the weekend, and the background where they were taking the pictures, it was just so pretty. So I told Patrick, let's sit down on the chair. And stupid Patrick leans over and like touches my belly like I'm the one that's pregnant. And his mom was taking the pictures, and I just died laughing. It was hilarious. And so I thought, you know what, that's cute. So I posted it and I said, well, maybe we're having a baby.
Well, I mean, stranger things have happened.
True. No, we're not, Smokey. But thank you. That was sweet.
I mean,
some people did.
I see, 18-year-old girls with 80-year-old men around here, and I'm always kind of surprised.
Right? No. Okay.
Strange things happen.
That's
money
it for the
is the reason you're seeing that. Well,
or maybe somebody's the daddy.
Yeah, well.
Besides
it could be too that it could be somebody's daughter walking with her dad, and that wouldn't be the.
No.
You're like, no, that's not the way that works.
No.
Fair.
Yeah, when they pass, I always go, look at that guy.
Oh, so they're not just walking along together.
No.
It's obvious they're a couple.
No.
Okay.
No. So, when we're walking in the mall, sometimes the daughter will, grab my hand or, grab my arm and walk away. No. I don't want anybody thinking that about me, dirty old man.
Oh.
Well, they wouldn't be wrong.
No. Well, I mean, it's not, but not in that way. Not in that way,
right?
For sure. No. We're going to talk about that shooting over the weekend. That's it's sad.
It's very sad.
That you got a bunch of young people that decide to mow a bunch of people down. So Las Cruces police are reporting that 4 individuals have been arrested, and kudos going out to the Las Cruces Police Department for making it happen, doing detective work and arresting these little thugs. And so they arrested a 15-year-old and a 17-year-old. Those are the latest individuals that have arrested. Saturday evening, they had arrested a 17-year-old and a 20-year-old.
Yes.
And so what we know at this point is that 4 individuals have been arrested. And so 2 of them have been charged as adults. 2 of them have been charged as juveniles. So the victims who passed away on Saturday in that shooting identified as 16-year-old Andrew Mattis, 18-year-old Jason Gomez, 19-year-old Dominique Estrada. Police say that they died on the scene, and 2 were transported to the hospital. The other 15 were in 16 to 36 years old. 9 were males, 6 were females. And so the bigger question before the governor starts popping off about we need more gun laws, first thing that should be determined is where did these young individuals, all under the age of, what's the age limit to buy a gun in New Mexico now?
For
21?
For a handgun, I think it is 21.
Oh, okay. I would have never.
21. So first thing we need to know is how do they obtain these guns? And I bet they were either stolen or they, they obtained them some other family member or whatever.
Sure.
So that's the first thing the governor should be worried about.
And secondly, when they start talking about, this is for safety, blah, blah, blah. This lays squarely on Michelle Lujan Grisham and Gabe Vasquez, because if you remember correctly, he was a really big push in Las Cruces for defund the police.
Right.
You remember that? Well, the police chief said because of staffing shortages in Las Cruces, because they've been defunding the police, they didn't have anybody on patrol at the park. And if they wouldn't have had their staffing slashed and their money slashed, they would have had people there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and the other thing is, we're just coming out of a 60-day session.
True.
What did we achieve when it comes to juveniles?
Not a lot.
Nothing.
Well, a little bit, but not. It was a little bit. I mean, we got a little bit of.
We
CYFD
need to start
reform.
holding juveniles responsible, because if not, this is never going to get better for New Mexico, because they're going to grow up in crime, and then they're going to take that to the next level.
Correct.
I thought that juvenile justice bill failed.
It did, but
that's what I was thinking.
I mean, there's a few things that very lightly, it's nothing responsibility wise passed.
But I mean, we're going to give them $2,000.
Well, yeah, that's what's going to end up happening.
Yeah, we'll give them $2,000. So, governor floating a special session after the shooting, signaling another gun grab. Can't wait for this. Pinion posted a big write-up on that, and she was very, very, very upset. The governor emphasized the absence of productive debates on juvenile crime. So I give her that. I give her that she at least sees that the problem and nothing happening. But you guys have weakened the entire judicial system in New Mexico. We keep letting bad people out of jail. And when it comes to juveniles, if they are 18 years of age or less than 18 years of age and commit a crime like murder, they should never see the light of day. They are murderers. They are cold-blooded murderers. They systematically just went to that park and shot people. A lot of these people probably had nothing to do.
Well,
and when you shoot that many people, how many rounds? I'm looking to see if we can find.
They had 50 or 60 casings they found.
I just heard
there you go.
And I thought it was unbelievable.
Well, and this is at an impromptu car show.
Correct.
Right.
I don't know. I get.
So
I get
Go
the
ahead, Mona.
concern. I get the concern to change gun laws, but at the same time, kids. I mean, there were little kids there, young,
it was a car show.
Yeah. I mean, at what point? And it was late, I don't know. I think maybe just like you said, extra patrol, extra precautions. It's not always necessarily the gun's fault. There are other things that could be done. I mean, I don't want to say.
This bill to do away with gas-operated semi-automatic firearms, look, bad guys are always going to get weapons.
Correct.
You're not stopping them.
Yeah.
You're not going to stop them. And, this idea that you're going to stop them by passing a law is just silly. Mm. It's just ridiculous, because you're not going to stop them. It's that simple. You're not going to stop them. All right, we got tweet of the day coming up this morning. By the way, before I move on, thoughts and prayers to everybody that was involved in that. Those that lost their lives in this silly, tragic.
Well, it is silly and tragic, and you have to wonder, given the ages of the folks who were involved in the shooting, Like, what was their affiliation to the rest of the folks there at that impromptu car show?
Right.
I mean, was it gang violence?
That was where I was going. It's very possible.
We don't know. So if you hear stuff coming from my microphone, heavy rain outside,
and it's kind of happenstance that it was Las Cruces instead of El Paso.
Yeah, 100% correct. Yeah, the only difference between El Paso and the Las Cruces, if it happens in El Paso, people are going to jail for a long, long time.
Right.
Texas is not as strong as they used to be when it comes to crime, but they're much tougher.
Yeah, head and shoulders.
Yeah, much tougher than New Mexico, for sure. Something that passed over the weekend, state legislature has endorsed a bill that would raise the royalties. Did that end up passing on Saturday?
Yes,
it did.
Yeah.
So that goes from 20 to 25%. How bad will that hurt us? Anybody that's on those leases, that's just another cost for people doing business in New Mexico to absorb.
Yep.
And people that I talk to that do business in Texas and in New Mexico saying that we just have so many restrictions, and the cost to do business in New Mexico in the oil and gas industry is just so much more than it is in Texas. So, not good. But
the other thing is those leases, if you remember correctly, the Secretary of State withheld. Like she kind of held them hostage, saying she's not going to auction them off no matter what the law says unless they raise this royalty rate. So what's going to happen when they do auction them off? Are those going to go for still the same amount that these other tracks go for? Or are they going to bring less?
Go for 25%, I bet. All right, we'll check the price of oil. Also, the tweet of the day coming up in just a second. Quick check of the weather. Being brought to you by Rig Outfitters in the home store. Find them in the Broadmoor Mall. Extensive collection of FR jeans, coveralls, gloves, shirts, coats. They've got everything you need. Safety gear, steel toe boots. They also have a section of boots that's just $99 for a pair of boots. Go check them out. They also have furniture, appliances, electronics, and they offer zero down financing. RigOutfitters.com for more information. They're right next door to Scrub Outfitters. Scrub Outfitters has the largest selection of medical scrubs in Southeast New Mexico. They've got Healing Hand, Dickies, MedCouture, Peaches. They've got comfortable shoes and compression socks. Huge selection of compression socks. Find them on Facebook. Check them out today. They're inside the Broadmoor Mall. Rig Outfitters, Scrub Outfitters. Check them out today. Southeast New Mexico, high temperature today, getting up to about 80. Winds are going to be less than 10 miles an hour. 49 tonight and 87 tomorrow, if you can believe that. For Ruidoso, Lincoln County, 69 and sunny. A light wind, 15 miles an hour from the northeast. Overnight low tonight, 44. 72 tomorrow. Looking good tomorrow in Lincoln County. And in Albuquerque, high temperature, 78. Sunny skies. Winds about 15 miles an hour today from the northwest. Overnight low tonight, getting down to 40. And 81 and sunny for Albuquerque tomorrow. 5-day forecast. Go to W105radio.com. Check of the weather being brought to you by Fusion Medical Spa. Fusion Medical Spa, they've got specials going on for the entire month, like the Diamond Glow treatment, where you can save big time. Right now, $100. That's nearly half off for the Diamond Glow treatments. They offer also 20% off the photo facials, 20% off the eye lays and snore lays, and 15% off tattoo removals. If you got a tattoo that needs to be removed, let them take care of that for you. And if you work in the oil field and you've got lots of pains and you've been told that you need surgery, before you do that, go talk to them about stem cell therapy, stem cell therapy today. 575-2574 SPA. or you can follow them on Facebook. Also, it's fusionmedicalspa.net for more information. They're in Ruidoso in the River Crossing, soon to be in their brand new location, 1034 Meacham Drive. 634, Monica in the text.
All right. Someone said, well, actually, Jimmy Burnside said, it's never the gun's fault. I have a safe full of them that have never got up and went and shot someone.
Amen.
It's a stupid people problem, whether it be the parental problem, a parental problem, or peer pressure problem. It's not the gun's fault. I agree with you.
Amen.
Texas Tower Dog agrees and says it's never the gun's fault. A gun is a tool, an inanimate object. It's the person behind the tool doing the bad or the evil. Agreed. And a car show with no other civilians with a gun. Damn gun laws. See, only bad guys carry guns. It's because the government taking guns away from innocent people. And MLG will be after our guns again after Las Cruces. Enforce the law quickly and get tough. We don't need any more damn gun laws. They just need to enforce the damn laws that are on the books and stop being so soft on crime and start being hard on crime and on children that commit adult crimes. I agree.
On the criminals.
Mm-hmm.
This should be first-degree murder.
Correct.
They should be given the needle.
And Tom Lover, but I'll say not, says if you're willing to take multiple lives like that, they should be put to sleep themselves. Kind of like eye for an eye, Tom Lover. And y'all are missing the whole point on this park shooting. I'm just going to read this. It's not right, but it's not the gun's fault. It's the person pulling the trigger. People, be it young people, old people, should be held responsible for their actions. I think that's what we're saying. So no
doubt.
Yeah, we're not missing that point. I agree. I think I don't know, like
it's never the gun's fault. And
that's an inanimate object.
Correct.
It's
we don't need more gun laws in this state.
No.
We need to enforce the criminal law.
Amen.
Quit letting these gangbangers out of jail. Lock them up.
Amen.
Mm-hmm.
Toss away the key. Bring back the death penalty. Maybe that will be a deterrent, seeing some of the homies killed.
Well, if you remember, it wasn't that long ago. Some major news outlet was talking to one of the big criminal enterprise persons who was in jail.
Okay.
And they asked him why they did crime and they conducted business in New Mexico. And he said, because New Mexico is softer on crime than anywhere else.
Yeah.
The U.S. Marshals came in to Albuquerque. They made a big raid. It was a drug operation from California. And they had started doing business in Texas, but left Texas, and their hub became Albuquerque. And they asked them, why Albuquerque? And they said, because this is the easiest place to get away with crime. And if
that
you're
should
busted,
speak volumes.
you're pretty easy to get out of the the light sentence.
Now, if you were governor, Kevin, wouldn't you take that as we got to do the opposite?
Right. And it's,
I would, but this governor looks at Donald Trump saying he wants to set up troops on the southern border as a bad thing. I'll talk about that at some point. I will.
It's
all right, Monica, a couple more.
all right. This one's a little harsh. Bring back public hangings for murderers, child predators,
I'm good with
sex
that.
traffickers.
Yeah, I would be good with that. I mean, and how many public hangings do you need to see people just swinging from a tree to go, I don't want to grow up like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Look, juveniles in this society in New Mexico, they need a wake-up call.
Mm-hmm.
That wake-up call would be seeing somebody swinging from a tree.
Correct.
Well, maybe a gallows and not a tree.
Well, I mean, yeah. Either way.
And instead of MLG focusing on guns, she needs to focus on the fentanyl problems we have in the state that's killing 10 times more people. That is true, too. That does need to be talked about. And there's a parenting problem and no morals nowadays. That's a lot. There are a lot of shitey parents. I will agree that it comes down to parenting. And, I mean, yeah. Like, how do you know your kid doesn't have big ass gun like that. You know what I mean?
Well, if you're a good parent, you will have some idea. If you're one of these parents that just ignores their children,
true,
you're not going to know.
You know, there are parents that say, "Well, my kid needs they need their privacy."
No,
they don't.
They need you to be a parent.
Hey, somebody just texted.
My kid would tell me that was their backpack. No, it's not. I paid for it. Give me that damn backpack.
It's in my house. I'm finna look.
I'm paying the bills.
Hey, so Tom went like a whole week without taking a real shower and then ends up catching a norovirus. I'm sure it's just a coincidence. LOL.
It could be the Kachino virus.
Right? The hell with hanging them. Let everybody get some and stone them to death. Oh, like the Bible.
Oh, you can. How about drawing and quartering? You want to talk about rough and not wanting to ever see that again?
You folks. Wow. All right. It looks like a North Carolina family can sue COVID-19 vaccine that was administered without their consent. The court ruled yesterday. North Carolina mother and son are suing the public school system and a doctor who injected this kid with the COVID-19 vaccination without the parental consent. State Supreme Court in North Carolina ruled that on Friday.
Amen.
Thank you. Court of Appeals to hear oral arguments over the high-profile deportation suit involving the Venezuelan nationals. The Court of Appeals in D.C. and the Circuit Court will hear oral arguments today whether the lower court can properly address the Trump administration for deporting Venezuelan nationals under the wartime law of 1798. By the way, over the weekend, Trump administration revoking the illegal status and sent a bunch of folks out of the country. Yeah, it was like, sorry.
Yep.
Yeah, they're gone. We'll see them later. And the Trump administration also revoking 500,000 migrants who entered the country through Biden's parole program. Looks like 532,000 migrants from the countries such as Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, and Venezuela could be sent home very, very soon because the way they entered the country through the Biden's parole program is not legal.
No,
it's not legal.
No,
and so Trump is reversing course on that. And Donald Trump looks to create a military zone along the southern border in New Mexico. Blake, your thoughts?
They targeted New Mexico specifically because we are just like an open sieve. You know, everything gets funneled through here because the neighboring states, their borders are basically closed.
Right.
And now the governor of New Mexico says, wait, we can't be enforcing federal immigration. You can't take away our land to put troops on and keep people out. Even though we have gun problems, where do they come from? We don't know. But could some
drug problems? We know where the drugs come from.
Yeah, and so basically what they would do is in that area, which is a 6-mile militarized zone, let's call it, that soldiers would be able to detain migrants who cross into the area, just like they would if somebody got onto a military base.
Sure.
So it looks like 4th Infantry Division from Fort Carson in Colorado arriving at Fort Bliss. Their mission will be to work with Homeland Security along the border, and most of those individuals will be in New Mexico. The governor held a meeting, and I don't know why the governor wants to poke the bear. I really don't, because there's a lot of things for New Mexico to lose.
Well,
and with the immigration law, New Mexico will lose a lot more than just welfare funding. somebody said 22,000 federal jobs, $9 billion in direct payments for Medicaid. New Mexico's number one when it comes to individuals on Medicaid.
Correct.
And we're number one when it comes to be on social assistance. So also $1.5 billion directly funding our hospitals from the government, special ed funding, Head Start funding, you name it. We got 68 state agencies that receive federal funding from the United States, the feds. And so why is it so important, instead of going along and protecting your citizens, the governor wants to poke the bear?
She wants to do it to show how powerful she is.
Sure.
Because she thinks she has unlimited power in New Mexico. She really thinks she's untouchable.
To provide safety for criminal aliens from arrest and deportation. That was the one bill. Senate Bill 36, preventing a share of sharing information about illegal aliens with law enforcement, with federal law enforcement. That goes completely against the idea of helping our federal brothers and sisters in law enforcement. And SB 250 and HB 9 together codify into the state law the status of sanctuary state for illegal aliens. So if the governor is worried about losing federal funds, maybe she should play ball instead of acting a fool, because that's what she's doing right now. She's acting a fool.
Well, she is, but like I said, she wants to show that she is the one who is in power here.
Maybe.
And no one can go against her.
Right.
Because she has that syndrome.
Maybe that's what it is. New polling shows about 50% of California voters considering voting for a Republican governor. First time this has happened in a while. And postal workers rallying across the United States against privatization, as Donald Trump is talking about maybe taking the post office private or completely overhauling the postal service. Look, if you're a postal worker, I get it. You don't want change. Nobody wants change. But last year, you lost $9 billion. Change is a coming. And change needs to come. You guys have lost over the past 30 years. I have the number. It's like $146 billion over 30 years that you guys have lost. Please tell me why you wouldn't be for change. Please, change needs to happen with the Postal Service. We got good people working, boots on the ground, but the upper management sucks. They really do. All right, we're going to get to price of oil coming up in a second. Bernie Sanders got up and left a interview over a nonsense question if AOC was going to run against Chuck Schumer.
I don't think that's a nonsense question, though.
I don't think so either.
I don't either. So I'll play that cut for you at some point this morning. And Bernie Sanders rallying for a lot of people want to fight the oligarchs. 15,000 people showed up in Tempe, Arizona. That's a college town, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that might explain that. Yeah. 15,000 people to see Bernie Sanders and AOC. The future of the Democratic Party, AOC. It's not Bernie, but it is AOC. All right, thought for the day this morning being brought to you by Wakefield Oil. Wakefield Oil, serving Southeast New Mexico. They've got the products ready to deliver to you. Oil and gas products, interstate batteries. If you need it, they go on-road or off-road. Go to wakefieldOil.com for more information. 575-622-4160. Thought for the day, a memory of Mr. Wendell Wakefield. Thought for the day is, I mostly use my driver's license to buy stuff that impairs my ability to drive. You think about that. All right, 648. I got to get to the thought for the day. The tweet of the day being brought to you by Zia Guns, 1907 North Main in Roswell. Over 1,000 guns in stock, handguns, rifles, shotguns. Looking for personal protection. They've got lethal and non-lethal personal protection. It's a crazy world that we live in. Ladies, if you've been thinking about getting personal protection, go talk to them. They can help you out. Trade in your old gun to get a better gun. You've been thinking about getting a brand new rig? They can help you there. Trade in that old gun to get a better gun. They buy guns. And stop in and talk to their expert staff at Zia Guns. 575-622-0023 or 1907 North Main in Roswell. Always closed on Saturday, open on Sunday. Bill Maher finally admitted what no other liberal will say. Elon Musk is not after your money.
About the intentions of the administration, it doesn't mean it's going to work out. But I don't think that Musk is trying to get richer.
No,
I think
he's definitely not. That I've always defended him on that. He does not care about money.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's got all the money. I think he thinks that this will help America.
I've been with him at times, and he did not have a house.
Yeah,
he was staying at a friend's house.
It doesn't matter.
He will sleep on the couch.
Yeah,
or sleep at the Tesla factory as he did to get that going. I think he brags about we work the weekends. Let's have pizza at 1 a.m. and keep working. And then sleep here.
Yeah,
that's what he's an engineer. That's what turns him on.
And I respect that. I think it's important.
So I think the liberals are losing their mind because Bill Maher is telling the truth. Elon doesn't need your money. Also, another blow to the liberals over the weekend. Michelle Obama was on Not Gonna Lie, the podcast with Kylie Kelsey, and she said, I don't want to run for president of the United States.
I was so glad when we got out of the White House. So when people ask me would I ever run, the answer is no. Not only am I not interested in politics in that way, but the thought of putting my girls back into that, that spotlight when they are just now establishing themselves. It's okay, I think we've done enough. Question asked and answered. Never going to happen.
Believe me, you have done enough. You and Barack did enough. Yeah. We don't need you back in the White House. You have done enough. So that's 2 blows to the liberals right there. 2 blows. And then the African Union ambassador talked about USDA. Talk about, not USDA, but USAID. Here's what they had to say about all the money that was handed out.
I can tell you right now, the majority of African leaders, and not just African leaders, but leaders in the developing world, are celebrating the exit of USAID. If you think about it, their sole purpose, for example, filling in the gaps in healthcare and education. Where is the change? Show me one country that USAID was in and education improved. Show me what country where USAID was in and healthcare improved. The social services they're bringing, it's peanuts. The American taxpayer needs to know the billions of dollars that are being given to USAID, a fraction is making it to the people.
There you go. A fraction is getting to the people. You know who's getting most of that money? It's lining the pockets.
Yep.
That's true.
That's what's happening. And another Democrat down. More information on that.
Earlier today, Boston City Council member Tanya Fernandez Anderson was arrested on federal public corruption charges. These 6 felony charges stem from an alleged kickback scheme that she orchestrated to obtain several $1,000s in taxpayer money in exchange for a bribe she paid to a staffer. She gave her a very large bonus. The indictment charges Ms. Fernandez Anderson with 5 counts of wire fraud in violation of Title 18, United States Code 1343, and 1 count of theft concerning programs receiving federal funds in violation of Title 18.
City council member in Boston. Can we get the mayor out of there next? That would be great. Donald Trump over the weekend talked about Tesla, and here's what he had to say about the terrorists that are attacking Tesla dealers.
Showrooms burning, and those cars, not 1 or 2, like 7, 8, 10 burning, exploding all over the place. These are terrorists. You didn't have that on January 6th, I can tell you. You didn't have anything like that on January 6th, which is sort of amazing because on January 6th, the Democrats were talking. Nobody was killed other than a very beautiful young woman, Ashley Babbitt. Nobody was killed. And you look at what's going on now with these terrorists. These are terrorists, and that's an organized event. You know, take a look at their signs. Take a look. They're all made by the same sign company. A nice, expensive job. Now, these are the people that finance it are, in my opinion, in just as big a trouble as the people that are setting the match.
We need to find out who is financing this. And I mean, if you see some of these videos, these are some sick individuals.
Yes.
I mean, when you dig into your butt and get poop out of your butt to smear it on a Tesla, I mean, I'm serious. You getting doo-doo all over your hand and you think that's cool?
That's disgusting.
I mean, I'm just saying, you're sick. Your mind is not in the right place when you're digging in your butt to get doo-doo and smeared it all over a Tesla. Who's really being punished? Your butt?
Well, and just think, whatever retail establishment he was going to, he has to walk in with that on his hands.
Oh, you got
look at Chuckin. Look at Judge Chuckin.
You got doo-doo on your hand. What is the matter with you?
You know, it tickles me.
Mental disorder.
Correct. Like, it tickles me so much. You know, you don't have like people who are like, I mean, the way that guy was dressed in the video, obviously you can tell he's a bum. Like, he's not
pajamas on.
Correct.
Some pajama
like, what do you care about what's going on? You probably watch TV all damn day.
Well,
like, what do you freaking care about what's going on in the world?
But if you go out and see people that age group, I bet you a third of people in that age group, maybe not quite that much, between a quarter and a third, dressed just like that.
Oh, I can't stand it.
I know.
But I'm seeing 60-year-olds and 70-year-olds at these protests. Now, they're not getting poo and smearing it all over.
Right.
But I mean, these individuals that are scratching up the Teslas are,
and how many of these people
firebombing?
How many of these people are paid agitators?
That's what I'm saying.
That's all it is.
You don't care. You're making money from doing that somewhere, somehow, by somebody. Like,
I don't know. I think like Pooh Boy.
Yeah.
Pooh Boy, I think, did it because I think he's sick. I don't think he's making money. Because, I mean, what's the going rate for digging in your butt and getting some poo and smeared it on a car?
Not
what is that? I mean, is that $100? Is that $50? Is that $1,000?
Well, and the fact that they're so stupid that they don't know that Teslas record everything around their environment.
Oh, yeah. They're dumb. Yeah. They're dumb. Pam Bondi over the weekend talked about activist judges. Here's what she had to say.
Look at Chuckin. Look at Judge Chuckin with the EPA trying to control our money. Judge Chang trying to control the money of the U.S. aid. Judge Reyes, look what she did to Pete Hegseth. She made personal attacks in court about Pete Hegseth, and she's trying to control military readiness. You can't do this. And then, of course, Boasberg trying to control our foreign policy. These judges are out of control. We are going to fight back, and we are going to win. And the Supreme Court will be ready to hear these cases. You know, again, these are federal district judges who are trying to control our nation's agenda. And yes, President Trump won the popular vote by an overwhelming majority. Yep. He won the Electoral College, and the people of America want change. And
these radical judges, they're activist judges at their best. We'll hear from Chuck Schumer coming up next. We got to get to the price of oil this morning, being brought to you by Spinnaker Cementing Solutions, the division of Cud Energy Services. Spinnaker, built to serve the largest drilling programs. They have 200 experienced cementing professionals. They also have 25 cementing crews in New Mexico, Texas, and Oklahoma. They work with the largest drilling programs. They're ready to go to work for you. Go to SpinnakerOil.com. If you're in Hobbs, stop by 324 North Magnum Industrial Road for more information. Price of oil this morning, $6.58.
The price of oil.
You got it? You want me to get it? Okay.
West Texas Intermediate, 68.76. Brent crude, 72.58. And natural gas is at $3.92.
You know, I got, I was looking at my memories on Facebook because I was looking for some pictures. Today is my boy's birthday today.
Happy birthday.
I wish my twins a happy birthday. I'm so proud of my kids, my boys in particular, being a bunch of spoiled brats, but they don't ask for anything from me.
Get them
they
some
don't
Tesla
ask
stock.
for anything from me. And that is, that's so important because when you work for it yourself, it means something. So love you guys. Happy birthday. See you soon. I'll see Kyle next month. He'll be here.
Right on.
So he's coming for a couple weeks.
How sweet. My dad's birthday is today. I don't know if he's already up and listening, happy birthday to you, Father.
But I saw a picture. I was looking at my memories. I'm going to go back and see if I can find it. But the price of West Texas Intermediate crude was like $24. Here it is. Yeah, March 24, 2020. West Texas Intermediate crude. It was up $1.25, $24.60. $24.60. That was during the pandemic. Wow. So, wow, $24.60. Unbelievable. All right, KWMW Malcolm. Go ahead.
I hate to interrupt that. I was going to say you could get your kids some Tesla stock.
Yeah, me.
Yeah, just one share each. Just like
I might get $50 a piece.
Well, just
I'm not a big spender.
One share each. That's like $2.48 right now. So.
Oh, maybe they have to share it once.
Well, you could do that too. You could do that too.
They have to split it. Being twins, they're used to that. KWMW Maljamar 105.1 FM Maljamar, KWES 93.5 Ruidoso, and KDAZ AM 700 FM 96.9 in Albuquerque. Survey shows that 34% of consumers would allow AI to make their purchases.
Yeah.
34%. Look, I make my own bad decisions on my own, okay? I don't need AI to make decisions. Elon Musk saying he's had enough. And so he says that he is going to sue Jamal Bowman.
Good.
See, Jamal Bowman is no longer a congressman. He can be sued. So when you go on CNN and you say a citizen, Elon Musk, is a Nazi and a thief,
yep,
you could be sued. You could be sued. So Elon's like, I got plenty of lawyers. I'm going to sue. Making you feel better this morning, the acting Social Security chief confirms they will not shut down any agencies, no offices for Social Security. Crickets. I thought they were shutting it down. And U.S. miners are eyeing a comeback in copper. Copper could be huge. In the next 10 years, the nation needs copper. The demand for copper is set to double in the next 10 years. And the nation's lack of production to meet the demand is, we're not going to make it. So President Trump is going to change that, signing an executive order to increase American mineral productions. And so if we have copper in New Mexico, this could be a boom for us.
And I'm pretty sure we do. I mean, given the fact that Arizona has a lot of copper and we're all one territory at one point, I would imagine that there's some crossover there.
All right, I'm going to get to Chuck Schumer. He says he's not stepping down. I'll get to that. Quick check of the weather this morning being brought to you by La Tienda Thriftway in Carlsbad. Try the taco bar when you go in, and don't forget they make all their tortillas from scratch. Delicious tacos, tortillas. They've got it all, and they make everything from scratch. Some of the specials they've got right now: iceberg lettuce, 99 cents a pound. Make that 99 cents for a head of lettuce. Also, get avocados, 2 for $4. Red apples, 2 pounds for $1. And blackberries, raspberries, and blueberries, 2 6-ounce packages for just $5. And split fryer breast, $1.69 a pound. Get beef arm roast for $4.99 a pound, cooked shrimp for $5.99 a pound, and pork chops for $1.99 a pound. If you're looking for a sweet tea or lemonade, get a gallon for $3.48 from the deli department. Chicken breast for $7.49 a pound, turkey breast for $6.99 a pound, and Virginia honey ham in the deli department for $5.49 a pound. Looking for refreshments? They've got you covered with all of your refreshments. Check them out right now. Get 2 12-packs of Pepsi, Mountain Dew, and Big Red for $11. Get it all today at La Tienda in Carlsbad. Sunny today in southeast New Mexico. High temperature getting up to 80, looking good. For tomorrow, we could get up to 87. For Lincoln County, 69 and sunny today, 44 tonight, 72 tomorrow. Winds will be less than 15 miles an hour. And for Albuquerque, sunny today and 78, 40 tonight, 81 tomorrow. Keep up with the forecast, W105radio.com. Quick check of the forecast being brought to you by Maine Trailer Sales. Don't go camping without Maine Trailer Sales. Fifth wheels, travel trailers, RVs, they've got them all. 622-1751, 575-622-1751. Go to the website and check them out. Do the virtual tour, MaineTrailerSalesInc.com. Big name brands like Passport, Durango, and Cougar. They've been in business for 70 years, and they're ready to serve you. 70 years in business. Go to that website, take that virtual tour, MaineTrailerSalesInc.com. Don't go camping without Maine Trailer Sales. Quickly, let me get to Chuck Schumer, then we'll take a break. Chuck Schumer's talking about he's not stepping down. Not going to step down.
Are you feeling pressure to step down?
Look, I'm not stepping down. It was a vote of principle. You know, sometimes when you're a leader, you have to do things to avoid a real danger that might come down the curve.
So he said he's not stepping down. Chuck Schumer also on Meet the Press over the weekend talked about the president and democracy. I guess he didn't like the idea of deporting the trendy Agua terrorists.
Do you agree, is the United States in a constitutional crisis?
Yes, I do, Kristen, and democracy is at risk. Look, Donald Trump is a lawless, angry man. He thinks he should be king.
Lies.
He thinks he should do whatever he wants, regardless of the law. And he thinks judges should just listen to him.
Lies.
Now, we have to fight that back in every single way.
Yeah, well, I can't wait till AOC runs against you. By the way, Bernie Sanders refused to answer that question. He was on ABC over the weekend.
Right now, we have, as I said, just a whole lot of people in the Congress. Okay, Jonathan, thanks.
Wait, I got one more. This is important.
Well, I asked you.
Okay.
You know, you want to do nonsense, do nonsense.
No.
I don't want to talk about inside the Beltway stuff. I got 32,000 people.
I was just asking you about AOC because she was out there with you.
No, fine. But I don't want to talk about this. What was the last question?
Now, Bernie has been very thin-skinned for a long, long time.
Oh, yeah.
He has.
Well, and
He's got to get out.
He was accurate. I don't want to talk about this.
No. And I mean, look, Schumer is his friend. They've been friends for a long time. He doesn't want to go against Schumer. I kind of get to that. Yeah. All right, Monica, quickly get to the text, and then we'll wrap it up and get to segment number 2 coming up. things that happened in this date in history. Also, we got taken out the trash, national anthem and the pledge, and more.
All right. When we were talking about public execution and whatnot, Rocket sounded off and said pay-per-view public execution for child abusers, rapists, murderers, boys that hit women, raise money for the victims. Hey, that's
we might
idea.
Bring down the national debt. This might be a winner. Let's get Jake Paul to promote it.
And the blood eagle would be a very good execution method also, says one texter.
Yeah.
We've had military on the New Mexico border several times in my lifetime, said a texter. And was anything Sleepy Joe and the Ho done legal? I'm going to say probably not, said Smokey in Arizona. Gary from the Patch said on social media Friday when they showed a kid with an assault weapon at the Las Cruces shooting, the police chief on TV said that he was not part of the shooting. They found no rifle cartridges at all. They said that was just a post because they want to get rid of assault weapons. Fake news. I don't think the governor is acting a fool. She's just a damn fool. Poor gal doesn't even know how to act or doesn't even have to act. And the munchkin is all powerful as long as she's surrounded by Democrats. That is true. And John from Eunice says, good morning, guys and Monica. Yes, it's lining the pockets of these corrupt politicians. But what's sad is they have a bunch of ignorant sheep out there protesting to help them keep lining their pockets. And the sheep are too stupid to know it. That's right. The show seems to run a lot smoother without Tom. Go ahead and just tell him he's no longer needed. Bless his heart. Everybody hasn't noticed that the crazy houses were emptied out and the Democrat Party doubled overnight. And we worried about them, but they are doing very good in politics and getting very rich. Heck, from bartending to becoming a millionaire overnight. LOL.
Hey, it's pretty easy.
Two more. Schumer's a good example of these lies. They keep saying constitutional crisis. What the heck is that? Said B from Roswell. And there is an accident to report on West County Road on the bypass south of Carlsbad Highway in Hobbs. Traffic moving very slow. And that was brought to you by...
Traffic update. Luke Ragsdale, RagsdaleLawFirm.com.
All right. We're good on text.
All right. On the way, we're going to talk about a new millionaire in Lubbock. We'll talk about that jury selection. The sentencing date, I should say, for Solomon Pena is coming up. And Democrats, can you apologize? Trump is asking for an apology from the Maine governor. Yeah. And a man arrested for distributing fentanyl, distribution of fentanyl. We'll get to that and more coming up this morning. News being brought to you by Twin Wells Fuel Station, driving on 128 this morning. Exit Buck Jackson Road, go down 2.75 miles. Fill her up today. DEF value, red diesel, green diesel, unleaded, and more. They accept all your credit cards, debit cards, and fleet cards, open 24/7. They're there for you. And by the way, just be safe on the road from the Twin Wells Fuel Station right off of 128 on Buck Jackson Road. We're coming back, 7-Eleven. We're being the Breakfast Club.
MTD Radio News brought to you by Stone Oilfield Services in Lovington. Get the job done right every time since 2004.
Proudly serving most phases of the oil field process, Stone Oilfield Services has a fleet of over 60 trucks and a workforce of over 100 employees. From water transport to kill and vac truck operations, flowback services and pit filling to the clean out of rigs and tanks, as well as oiling and acidizing, Stone Oilfield believes in getting the job done right every time. Their central motto, do what you say you can do. Call them today at 575-396-1840. That's 396-1840.
MTD Radio News, I'm Blake Ovard. The 57th legislative session is officially over, and the last few bills to make it over the finish line are on their way to the governor's desk. More than 1,100 bills were introduced in the session, many covering the state's foster care system, crime, and education. With the session closed, nearly 200 of those bills passed, while others stalled. A top priority promised this session included legislation surrounding reforming New Mexico Children, Youth, and Families Department. A bipartisan House bill created the Office of the Child Advocate, which was House Bill 5, and it was signed by the governor despite despite her expressing it wasn't what she wanted. A bipartisan Senate omnibus package, Senate Bill 42, with additional CYFD reforms is headed to her as well. The passage of a crime package, House Bill 8, that includes reforms to criminal competency and treatment as well as fentanyl trafficking was touted by Democrats. They also celebrated the passage of a bill increasing teacher salaries. Although some Republican bills passed, such as Senate Bill 11, which requires districts to create rules for students' cell phone use in schools, Republican lawmakers shared disappointment over the lack of medical malpractice bills succeeding and the governor's decision to veto a proposal, House Bill 65, to let districts decide the number of days in a school year for themselves. A bill establishing the New Mexico Wildfire Prepared Program, Senate Bill 33, sponsored by Senator Elizabeth Stefanik and Representative Harlan Vincent, that develops property protection standards and certification guidelines to make communities safer from wildfires, is headed to the governor's desk. And other bills that passed on Saturday headed that way include the Trade Ports Development Act, which was House Bill 19, which would create designated port districts across the state, House Bill 14, that will replace states' working family tax credit with a new earned income tax credit. That was one of the last pieces of legislation that passed both chambers and is on its way to the governor's desk. For bills passed in the last 3 days, the governor has 30 days to either sign them, pocket veto them, or veto them. And that's the way it is. I'm Blake Ovard. This is MTD Radio News.
Artesia Rodeo Days is heading to the Artesia Horse Council Arena at the Eddy County Fairgrounds March 27th, 28th, and 29th. Gates open at 6 p.m. and the rodeo begins at 7:30 nightly. Enjoy front row family fun, a calf scramble for the kids, trick riding, the rankest bulls and broncos on the circuit, as well as full concessions, food trucks and vendors, and New Mexico's own Blackcock Brewery on site. Help them pack the house every night at the upcoming Artesia Rodeo Days, coming to the Artesia Horse Council Arena at the Eddy County Fairgrounds March 27th, 28th, and 29th. Gates open at 6 p.m. Rodeo starts at 7:30 nightly. Thank you to sponsors KC Light Towers, Amigo Machinery in Roswell, Benny's Western Store in Artesia, and Tape Branch Artesia. Early bird tickets are only $10 and available in Artesia at Benny's Western Store and Tape Branch, in Roswell at Amigo Machinery, and in Carlsbad at Forest Tire. E-tickets will be $15, or you can find them online at rodeoticket.com. And paid for by Artesia Lodgers Tax.
This week at Bob's Ritway, there's values in every department in the butcher shop. Pork half loin, $2.49 a pound. Chicken breast, boneless, skinless, $1.99 a pound. And get Sugardale bacon, 2 big packs for just $5. In produce, hothouse tomatoes, 99 cents a pound. Honey mangoes, 2 for $1. Get your Post cereals, family size box, just $2.97. Frosted Pop-Tarts, 12 pack, 2 for $5. And it's Frozen Food Month. Get Blue Bunny ice cream, 48 ounce, 2 for $7. Pillsbury's toaster strudels and toaster scramblers. Get 2 boxes for just $5. And your Totino pizza rolls, get 100 count for just $9.88. Take advantage of Frozen Food Month and stock up on your values this week at Bob's Ritway, 906 West Avenue D in Lovington, where the service and quality still matters.
Imagine a world where teams wore plain, uninspired uniforms. Functional? Sure. Eye-catching? Hardly. But as times evolved, so did the demand for standout styles. Entered the era of awesome graphics. Located at 523 West Sanger in Hobbs, New Mexico, they revolutionized team and work attire. Their secret? High-quality FR uniforms from renowned brands like Ariat, Lapco, Byrne, and Bulwark, paired with cutting-edge technology for vibrant, multicolored logos. Awesome Graphics bridges the gap, offering both sports and industrial uniforms that don't just fit well, they inspire. From Nike office shirts to Adidas and Oakley designs, they ensure every team and staff look as professional as they perform. They're not just about appearances at Awesome Graphics, they're about empowering teams. So if you're in Southeast New Mexico and need uniforms that speak volumes, the choice is clear. Visit myawesomegraphics.com and discover how they can elevate your team's image. Awesome Graphics, where style meets performance.
Oh. Albert Einstein once said 2 things are infinite, the universe and Tom A's stupidity. Let's get on with it. Call 877-396-W105.
You know, the party of common sense. See, we're the party of common sense. You're not, in all fairness.
Yes, sir.
We like water to put out fires. It's really quite efficient.
B and the Breakfast Club. Call or text now, 877-396-W105 to talk to us.
Put together a pretty solid act in very little time.
This is not headline news. It's spring break time. Spring break isn't really a holiday as much as it is a stress test for penicillin. You can now rent hens that lay eggs. Speaking of laying eggs, Snow White didn't do well at the box office this weekend. The longtime drummer of Guns N' Roses quit. He's tired of being an Axl Rose's shadow. And if you've seen Axl lately, it's a big shadow. And McAllen, Texas was ranked the most overweight city in the U.S. In fact, their pudginess is so bad.
How bad is it?
They also came in second. This is not headline news.
Our number 877-396-W105 morning show this morning being brought to you by Seminole Siding and Construction, trusted name across southeast New Mexico. They've got you covered with siding and construction. They also do metal buildings. Get in touch with them today. Go to the website, SeminoleSidingAndConstruction.com, 575-391-1430. Thinking about doing a makeover on your home. New siding, new windows, new doors, new seamless gutters. They can handle all of that. Maybe you're thinking about metal buildings. You want a big barn or a workshop, they got you covered with commercial and industrial metal buildings. Go to the website, SeminoleSidingAndConstruction.com for more information. New survey finds that nearly half of federal workers support Donald Trump's return to office mandate. Half. The other half don't support it because they no longer have clothes that fit them. They don't want to go to work. Their clothes don't fit. They haven't gotten out of the house. So they don't want to. I mean, half of the workers probably go to work because they have to go to work. You know, FBI agents, DEA agents, those type. They got to go to work. But a lot of people aren't working. I'm seeing more and more of these folks. And there are people out there. Last week when I posted up, remember the guy, there's like $58 million a month.
Right.
We're paying. And nobody's in any of these buildings. I had people on TikTok going, so what's the problem if they're doing their job? The problem is they were told to return to work. That's the problem. When your boss says get to work, that means get to work. Maybe I'm just old school. Maybe I'm just old school. But if they say come back to work, it's time to come back to work.
Right.
And if you don't like it, then quit.
Sure.
But then you have all these federal judges that say, well, you can't fire people based on that. Maybe I'm just old.
And
I don't know.
If you're not doing your job, you should be able to be fired.
Amen.
This mentality, I know it originated with union workers, but it's not necessarily the union's fault anymore. But to have the idea, or a tenured professor, that you can never be fired for whatever you do.
Right. Yeah, that's silly.
It is silly.
It's silly. Yeah. But all these workers that think that they shouldn't have to go back to work, they have said come back to work. You are the employee. Maybe I'm just old school. Yeah, you are the employee.
Yep.
You follow direction from the boss.
Yep.
He has said, come back to work. Get back to work.
Yep.
Let's go. I mean, you've enjoyed many, many years without possibly doing your job or not doing your job, showing up, not showing up. It really doesn't matter. Get to work.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
How many times has a company been bought out and the rules have changed?
Oh, all the time.
I've worked for companies before where, management changes, ownership changes, and things change. You roll with the punches.
Right.
Nothing remains the same.
Right.
Get used to it. Looks like online scammers tricking a 63-year-old Los Angeles woman into thinking that she was in a romantic relationship with Enrique Iglesias. Now, Enrique wasn't to all the girls I loved. That was his dad. What was Enrique Iglesias' songs?
I can't. La vida loca.
No, that was
that was
right.
Ricky Martin. All
right.
confusing.
I always get them confused.
Yeah,
I always do. It's
oh gosh, I can't.
And speaking of Ricky Martin, the only thing worse than that, she could have been dumber if she thought she was in a relationship with Ricky Martin, who's gay.
Right.
That would have been priceless. By the way, Enrique has been with former tennis star Anna Kournikova for about 20 years. And he's not ditching Anna Kournikova for some woman that, that can't even handle the tennis balls. So he's not leaving her for you, lady. But she was, and then number two, he was asking for money. Why would Enrique Iglesias need money?
This sounds so similar to another woman who went on to the Dr. Phil show. Her family took her on. She was in a relationship with Post Malone. And Post Malone was asking her for money too. Yeah. Yeah.
Post is like, man, I'm going to tattoo your name right here on my face. I'm going to put your name right there on that spot. I got a spot open, man. Yeah.
Bless their heart.
But
I'm looking for his song, and it talks about how many albums he sold and all that kind of stuff, and it just won't tell me his popular song.
Yeah. Looks like federal judge in Los Angeles has ruled that Mariah Carey did not steal All I Want for Christmas Is You from songwriters, because that's our most important issue that we have today. But the judge said that she did not steal the song. So
did she write it? If she didn't write it, she stole it.
Yeah, it's similar.
And what other songs has she written? Because she didn't write any of those songs that she sang.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Entertainment Weekly reports Apple TV Plus has renewed Severance for season 3. Never heard of it. No, I did watch Reacher and 1923 over the weekend. Out of either one, which one do you think I like better?
Reacher.
19.
No, I had 1923. I'm a history buff. So, and by the way, I did finish the book that Blake told me.
Blood, Money, Power.
I finished that off on Sunday, and some of it, I will say that, as far as the power brokers and that type of stuff in Texas was brutal when it came to that type of stuff. But I do believe that the CIA and the mob had something to do with it. The book thought it was all just Johnson and the assassination of Kennedy.
Well, one of the great things about that book is it highlights all the different kind of power broker connections that LBJ had.
The Railroad Commission, I had heard that the Railroad Commission back in the day in Texas, well, and maybe even still is, they have all the power. So the book I'm talking about is Blood, Money, and Power. And
the railroad commissioner actually is still more powerful than the governor in the state of Texas.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. So the power that Clark and Johnson had in Texas, unbelievable. The way they did business. And Johnson was, and I knew this before I read the book, but Johnson was a racist.
Yeah.
Johnson, as far as Hispanic people and blacks, he was a big time racist.
Oh yeah.
And I don't care if he signed the 1963 Civil Rights Act. He was a racist. That was Kennedy's, and he's a big time racist.
He was motivated as a racist to sign that, because what he said was, they will be our slaves forever when I sign this.
Wow.
And the people that were killed because of the Kennedy assassination, I mean, long list of people that went down and were killed. Not just Oswald, not just Ruby, but lots and lots of people. So crazy. So I mean, all these books, every one of these books I read about the Kennedy assassination, I think some of them have, I definitely think the power brokers in Texas had something to do with the assassination. But I think the CIA
it was in concert with.
Yeah, it was a consolidated effort. Yeah, because they all wanted them killed. They all wanted them killed.
Yeah.
So
for almost the
crazy.
same reason, just for their own thing.
Power. Yeah, power. Looks like a man arrested with over 100 grams of fentanyl in his car. His name is Javian Fuller, 34 years old, charged of manufacturing and delivering a controlled substance. Is in the Ector County Jail, as bond set, for $100,000. He was arrested on Friday. Donald Trump demanding a full apology from the Maine governor. Remember, she said she took him to court. She'd take him to court over transgender athletes.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like Maine is stepping in and following suit to not take Donald Trump to court.
Huh.
They like their federal money. They love the federal money. So, by the way, Governor Mills has not yet apologized. I mean, look, do we really need her to apologize?
No.
She knows she's wrong.
Right.
I mean, enough.
And but they're a lot like Tom. They're never going to apologize.
Sure.
No. Looks like a man behind the shooting at Democrat officials' homes, Solomon Pena, was found guilty of sentencing. Looks like that's going to take place in July. And a Lubbock resident won $1 million and a scratch-out ticket. That ticket was sold on Avenue D. So if you live in Lubbock or have been in Lubbock, congratulations, you could be the winner. Illegal immigrant released by Biden administration charged with killing a grandmother in Georgia in a random attack. The murder suspect accused of strangling the Georgia mother of 5 in a random attack last weekend. This guy is a Honduran illegal immigrant who was caught and released at the southern border, part of Biden administration, catch and release program. David Javier Rivas, 21 years old, strangled the 52-year-old grandmother and then dumped her in a wooded area. Crazy. And I don't know if you so I thought I had the soundbite from that, and I don't. But Oklahoma State's Hyatt Henderson saluted Donald Trump, shocking the NCAA with a big-time win, and opened up about his Air Force career. He's now fighting wrestling for Oklahoma State. But did you see the love for Donald Trump at the NCAA wrestling championships?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
That was awesome.
That was, yeah.
I mean, and all the wrestlers of all colors coming and wanting to take a picture with the president. That has to be a Secret Service nightmare. Got to be a nightmare. People are they're like, Prez, come on, we love you, but I mean, you have to quit getting up. You have to quit.
Sit down.
He is a man of the people. He is he's never with that.
I heard one guy, I guess, who is it? The governor of Oklahoma, where he was at. I guess he was there. And Donald Trump asked him, he's like, they love me here. And then he's like, oh, yes, they do. He's like, why do you think that's so? And he said, because most of these fans have either wrestled before or they've been hit a time or two or whatever. And they really admire the fighting spirit that you had. And I thought that is such a classic answer. That's beautiful.
That's a great answer.
Absolutely.
That could be it.
Yeah.
At first, I thought you were going to say, but the guy's from Oklahoma. So I was like, no, the governor from Oklahoma is very conservative. And so I thought you were going to say they all been hit in the head. That's why.
No.
But thank God you didn't go in that direction. All right, we're going to check in on the text. We'll also talk about Kristi Noem going to El Salvador, taking out the trash coming up in a second. And sad news to report about the first ever African-American representative that was elected as a Republican. We'll talk about that coming up in just a second. Sad news is one of Joe Biden's U.S. attorneys passed away. Very young, too. We'll talk about that in just a second. 7:23 morning show being brought to you by Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply, 1105 East 2nd in Roswell, homegrown and proud of it. Ranch and Farm Supply. They also have Western wear and everything you need if you're living on a farm or ranch. Everything from hardware to fencing to trailers, tanks, and tack. 1105 East 2nd and Roswell online at roswelllivestock.com. You can also find them in Capitan at the Lincoln County Mercantile. Monica?
Tom A. Lover says, the show sucks without Tom A. B from Roswell says, so someone in Congress...
Like stupid stuff, do you?
So someone in Congress can't be sued for slander or lying? Is this why they get away with all of these lies that they peddle? And Bosque County says, when you do not do what you're told at work, that's insubordination. That's grounds for termination anywhere.
Yes.
And most of the time, there is a clause in the employee handbook that the employment contract can be terminated by either party at any time for any reason. What happened to this?
That is a standard clause in every employment handbook.
Sure. And hey, B, I was just wondering what job titles or branch of federal government is still allowed to be at home? Just curious. Would we have to look that one up really quick?
None.
They were trying to bring everybody back to work. And then a federal judge put a halt to that and said, no, you can't do that. So these federal judges are out of control.
Well, they're trying to run the executive branch.
Exactly.
They don't like Donald Trump, so they say, all right, well, we're going to do what we think is best. Well, it's the executive branch. You're a co-equal branch of government. You don't get to tell the other one what to do.
Right.
Right.
Right. All right. And speaking of the Kennedy files, does anyone find it odd that out of 49 rallies that Trump held, Butler, Pennsylvania, was the only rally that CNN aired live?
Yeah,
Coincidence?
I did see that. Yeah. I didn't have time to verify that, but I did see that.
And Monica's secret admirer says, it looks like there's an open seat next to Monica for me to sit. Just kidding. Well.
Get her done.
And Jody.
You have to lose IQ points if you want to sit in that chair.
Hey, that's a big seat to fill, okay? I'm just saying. That's a very big
and
seat.
And it's very worn. It's very worn.
And it might come with certain odors.
Well, I mean, after not taking a bath for 6 damn days because I couldn't take my socks off, by Lord.
Lord Jesus.
And then you wonder why you get a virus.
What an amazing show you guys are having today, said Jody from Lovington.
Well, thank you, Jody.
And so when AOC is out trashing America and Trump, is she doing it on her time or are us taxpayers funding her?
Look,
I hate the thought of
there
that.
is a lot of gray area to what legislators can do on there. I mean, look, it's the only job that you'll ever have in your life where you can apply for a different job. And I mean, leave work and travel, and heck, they probably even pay you to travel.
Right.
And not have to give up your other job.
Now, what is the point of these rallies, though?
Well, she's doing the rallies, I think, to stir up the radical left base. And
that's awesome. That's awesome.
So we get more violence. These are basically more violent than Nazi rallies at this point.
So,
but the same kind of thing.
Yeah.
Bernie and AOC, and you throw in Jasmine Crockett. If that's the face of the Democratic Party, that's exactly what we want.
Well, but here's the funny thing. Bernie Sanders is out there and he always does Democrat things. He ran on the Democrat ticket, but he still lists himself as independent.
He's an independent.
So how does that work? How can you be the insider of a Democrat party and still be listed as
You're right.
independent?
Well, he collects his own money and he doesn't have to share with the Democratic Party.
But he's still a Democrat. He is not independent.
Yeah,
That's
he is, but
false advertising right there.
Sure. Well,
it's like me. I'm an independent, but 99.9% of the time I'm going to vote for Republicans.
Well, sure, but you're not a Republican insider. He is a Democratic insider.
You're right. Yeah, you're right.
Okay, we'll end the
All right,
text
let's
with
do-
this one
Go-
because it's
go ahead.
funny. What clause does Tom A have that he still has a job? Said Willis.
He's got pictures of something, and I don't know exactly what it is. Okay?
That's it.
I don't know what it is.
Are you saying you want to see them, Kevin?
No, I didn't want to. I didn't want to see the video either. I didn't want to see it. All right, take it out. Trash being brought to you by Trash Eaters. Trash-eaters.com. 575-408-1719. Trash-eaters.com. They do residential trash pickup. They have the 96-gallon poly carts, 2 and 4 yard metal dumpsters for commercial customers, and the big roll-off containers. If you need a roll-off container and you're in the patch, you need one today, call Kayleen, 575-408-1719, trash-eaters.com. I'm a little confused, but a Republican lawmaker in Colorado expressed shock when he was told by Democratic colleagues that he had to remove a sticker supporting the Second Amendment from his laptop because it was in the State House chamber. They told him to either cover it up or remove the sticker.
Okay.
Representative Ken DeGaff said during remarks on the State House floor, pointing out a piece of paper that was covering up a sticker supporting the Second Amendment on his laptop. All that it said was 2A. It said, shall not be infringed, and signed 2A. That was the sticker. That was considered offensive.
That's wild.
Well, anything that's about your freedom
Correct.
offends the left because they want you to be enslaved.
He said on the floor, why would that be offensive? The remarks coming as the Colorado lawmaker debated the controversial gun control bill that would limit the sale of some semi-automatic firearms with magazines such as AR-15s. The legislation, Colorado Senate Bill 25-003, would be one of the strictest gun control measures in the country. Something that the state Democratic lawmakers are arguing is necessary to keep citizens safe. That's their way of preventing gun violence. By the way, the bill passed the state Senate and looks like it's headed to the House, but he had to cover up a sticker that said, it shall not be infringed, and signed 2A because it was considered offensive. See, the problem is, though, we cave, we cover.
Yep.
I would have not covered. I would have not removed.
Nope.
I would have not removed my laptop.
Right.
I'd have said, get over it. I'm offended that you want to outlaw guns and go against the Constitution. Sorry. You liberals. Constitution offends you? What part? You want to pick and choose what part you like and what part you don't like? Take it out the trash. Being brought to you by Trash Eaters.
You know what they want, Kevin? You know what they want?
What?
Remember the movie Demolition Man?
Yeah.
The society that he wakes up to?
Mm-hmm.
Where if you say something not nice to someone, that's against the law, and all the self-driving cabs, and the cops don't have guns and all that stuff. That's what they want. Mm. If you want to know what the far left wants, it's an authoritarian state set up much like that movie.
Wow. Yeah. Not a fan. Not a fan. Kristi Noem visiting El Salvador, going to the prison that they took hundreds of deported criminals to. Now, over the weekend, Trump sent another plane load of individuals back to El Salvador, violating whatever agreement or whatever the judge thinks is wrong. But that case is going to be heard today, and we'll see what direction it is going. Looks like former U.S. Attorney Jessica Aber had a medical issue prior to her unexpected death. She was 43 years old. Now, she was a U.S. attorney, United States attorney, was found dead over the weekend, suffered long-standing medical issues, according to Fox. Discovered in her Alexandria, Virginia home, and worked for the Biden administration. I don't know. When I see stuff like this, I go, oh, heck, Hillary's out again. Am I wrong to think something like that?
No.
Wow. Former GOP Representative Mia Love passed away also over the weekend, 49 years old after battling cancer. Mia Love was the first African-American woman representative and passed away yesterday at the age of 49 after battling cancer. So thoughts and prayers for the family. And tensions pretty tight among the New Mexico lawmakers at the end of legislative session. Blake, did you know the governor was not very happy?
Yes, I took that from.
Yeah, she was not very happy. She blasted legislators and the attorney general over the approach to fixing CYFD. So she was not happy.
No, she doesn't like anyone remotely encroaching on what she has deemed as her territory. Even though she said she was going to fix CYFD 6 years ago and still hasn't done it, 7 years ago, whatever it is, and still hasn't done it. She doesn't want them to be able to do anything. She wants to keep everything secret and out of the public scrutiny.
Well,
and she wants to take away all your guns, and she wants to basically trample on your rights, whether it's as a parent or just a person who lives in the state.
You're right.
So the governor is asking for a session, a special session. It's going to be another gun grab. Look, we need judicial revamping. We need tougher laws, and it all starts with the juveniles, but adults, we need also much, much tougher laws.
Amen.
I'm kind of worried. I think it's a good move that we end the Department of Education, but putting education 100% in the hands of this administration, it could get worse in New Mexico.
Yeah, and we talked
on Friday about how Mississippi is much improved and New Mexico hasn't improved.
Well, it's because, look, we've been under Democrat control now except for a couple of little blips in the map here for a long time, 90 years.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
And they like the control that they have. They will never readily give up any kind of control.
No, they don't give that up.
And when they talk about education, they're not speaking to the education your children receive. Right? That's not what they're talking about. What they're talking about is they want to send more money to the unions, and they want to send more money to special interest groups and things like that. And then they say, look, we're working on education. When you got teachers in the trenches who are there trying to make a difference in these kids' lives, none of that ever gets to them.
Well, and the other thing is we just can't throw money at the problem because we have done so over the past 6 years.
Right.
Well, longer than that. We have thrown, and look, teachers in New Mexico are now not at the bottom of the barrel.
No, they're near the top.
They're in the top 20 percentile. When I look at states like Louisiana, do you know a teacher in Louisiana starts off making like $23,000 a year? And I'm just going to be honest with you. I wouldn't get out of bed for $23,000 a year. I mean, maybe I'm just at a point in my life, but how are you going to attract good teachers at $23,000 a year?
You're right. You're exactly
correct.
New Mexico is now upwards to start about $40,000, correct?
It's closer to 50. It's 50 to 70 is kind of the starting range. 50 to 70, depending on your certifications.
Yeah. All right, we're going to talk about Clovis police find a shotgun victim outside a house. We'll talk about that. Who's going to be charged in that? We'll get you updated. 7:49. Morning show being brought to you by A Custom Construction and Roofing and insurance specialists. Look, these folks have been working with insurance companies for a long time and doing construction, 30 years. Local veteran Dwayne Pennick is the owner, and look, he's ready to go to work for you. He's licensed, bonded, and insured, and has a A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau, and has had that A+ rating for 30+ years. Call Dwayne Pennick today. If you got problems with the roof or you got a construction idea, give him a call, 575-318-9725. 318-9725. A Custom Construction and Roofing. Just reminding you, beware of the out-of-town, out-of-state, unlicensed contractors. The warranty they give you is not worth the paper it is written on. 751. Let's hear from Education, Secretary of Education, Linda McMahon, talking about, she was on State of the Union on CNN, talking about the Department of Education that Donald Trump is pretty much shutting down. Here's what she had to say yesterday.
It was very clear. The outward-facing programs that are going to be affecting students there's not going to be any defunding for those programs. When he talked about student loans, that would be going to the Small Business Administration, and also then the programs for students with disabilities will more than likely rest in HHS, which, by the way, is where they began. I think we're looking at putting things in different departments where they can operate very efficiently as we look at how we can shut down the Department of Education.
So they're not doing away with the programs, and that's what the liberals want you to believe, that Pell Grant and all those programs are gone.
No.
But, being on CNN with Dana Bash, when she said that run them more efficient, I think Dana Bash took offense.
Do they not operate efficiently now?
Not as well as they should be. As a matter of fact, the president campaigned on the fact that he wanted to close down the Department of Education. And what we saw with our scores recently with the NAEP, which is our country's report card, I mean, it's unacceptable where education is in our country today. And so the Department of Education does not educate one child. It does not establish any curriculum in any states. It doesn't hire teachers. It doesn't establish programs. Mm-hmm. What it is more of a pass-through of funding, which is appropriated by Congress, by the way.
By the way, when I hear pass-through of funding, you know what that means?
Money
along
laundering.
the way. Yeah, exactly. Pass through. when when you do any type of investigation into pass-throughs,
it's illegal in the private sector.
Means,
right?
Yeah, all that means is that you're setting up a tunnel that nobody can break into because you're passing money to different people. It's a laundering scheme, is all it is.
Yep.
So look, the Department of Education will be better off in the hands of the local people.
That's exactly what two educators that I spoke to over the weekend said.
Yeah.
They said it's actually a good thing that the state's taking over now.
I think it's a good thing.
If it were to be handed down to each individual district.
I agree.
Yeah. Each individual school district, if they got the power, I think it would be great.
Well, if you remember when there was a state board of education, the school districts did have more power. And it was our educational scores were better.
Right.
You can easily point to it.
And speaking of scores, I don't remember the letters that were used to abbreviate the tests that these states are given, but it's never it's not something that you can study for. It's just random kids that are chosen that take these tests. And then you never know how you did. Like, the states never know how they did. The government just classifies which state came in first, second, third, fourth, fifth. And you never know what to improve on. And I thought that was so sad.
Yeah, that's stupid.
It's crazy.
Why would you take a test and then not be told what areas you need improvement on?
Exactly. And then you're...
But we also have, like, blue ribbon schools, correct? Because I know... A while back, Alamogordo and Capitan had the best school districts in the entire state. And I've talked about this before. As somebody that runs businesses, go figure out what those guys are doing.
Well, and how does that change yearly? Like, I
don't know.
Like, how are you the best school district in the state this year, but next year you're not?
Yeah,
right.
that shouldn't change.
That shouldn't change.
That should not change. Nope, that shouldn't change. All right, it looks like a Clovis homeowner shot a suspected home invader with a shotgun. When it comes to personal defense, shotguns are probably one of the best. Yeah. So Clovis police responded to a injured male at the scene of a suspect's home and on Sycamore in Clovis. When police arrived at the area, they located an 18-year-old man who appeared to be bleeding from the stomach area. Investigators made contact with two homeowners who called the police, stating the victim, identified as Tristan Lucero, tried to enter the residence, and the homeowner shot him with a shotgun. Shotgun was recovered at the residence. The occupant was taken in for questioning, as well as Lucero, who was later transported to a Texas hospital with injuries. Homeowner's attorney reached out to Channel 13, KRQE, and said his client is cooperating police in the investigation. I guess the key detail is, did he shoot through the door? If he shot through the door, he might have a problem.
Right.
But if he shot the guy as the guy was coming in, that's totally different. Or if he feared for his life.
Right.
So we'll see what happens. I would hate to think, but it is in New Mexico. I would hate to think that somebody is going to be charged for protecting their castle.
Well, and in New Mexico, it's much more likely that's going to happen. Than a cold-blooded killing.
Well, you remember the guys that got charged in Albuquerque a couple months ago.
Right.
Because the guy wasn't in the house yet.
Yeah. But yet,
so let him in.
Yeah.
Right.
But yet, if you went out to shoot someone, it'd be like, go ahead and go on your way.
Yeah. Looks like Rio Rancho police got a surprise Sunday when one of their vehicles was found in a sinkhole. Department officer Corey Marquez had an unexpected night when his vehicle fell into a sinkhole. By the way, Marquez walked away unharmed, a little muddy and wet. By the way, that road is now closed for repair. And the last story before we take our break, Dopey. That's the best way to describe Snow White. Dopey. The budget for that movie was $250 million.
That's awesome.
Oh my gosh.
You know, most of the time they like making money back on opening night.
They're not even close.
Opening weekend.
Not even
$43 million internationally. And that's it. $43 million over the weekend.
Yeah.
Wow.
And internationally is the big key there.
Yeah.
So it's not just people in America. They're like, no.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Not good. Not good.
I think
well, this is another example
they refer
of
to
a
that
woke
as a bomb.
Yeah. A woke makeover.
Absolutely.
Yeah. This is this is goofy. This is goofy, when it comes to a disaster. All right, we got to get to things that happen on this date in history. We're going to keep you updated with everything going on. We'll check in with news, also national anthem and the pledge. Quickly, Monica, text line 877-396-W105.
Tom A. Lover says, where's Tom? Is he okay? He's all right. He's just dealing with some virus stuff. And that burglar...
He's dealing with some coming and going from both ends.
That burglar is not a victim, said this texter.
Correct.
And check this one out. I was going to be making $70,000 a year as a third-year teacher, and it still wasn't worth it. Teachers need to make more, but it won't make them stay. All the busy work that took up so many hours outside of my contract time and the lack of consequences for students is what made me leave. Ding, ding, ding. And the students did not care about their grades, attendance, or an education in general. You would feel like you're teaching to an empty room. That was at the high school level. Yep. And that's not all the states and parents' problem, says Chase. Tell the Democrats in office to get the F out of our country. And the left says that we are in a constitutional crisis because Trump, yet they are offended by a two-way sticker and want to remove the Second Amendment. Damn hypocrites.
Thank you. My God.
Right? And Bernie is a Democrat socialist.
Oh, Nazi. A Democrat socialist. That is another word for Nazi. That's their official party, was the Democratic Socialist Party.
Sure. And talking about Bernie Sanders is like talking about our commissioners that live in a totally different district than what they represent. It's like, how does that work? Fraud. Patricia from West Odessa says, I
know exactly what they're talking about.
I think the post office should go independently because people mail very little now. Everything is done online. All I get in my P.O. box is junk mail. So AOC and Jasmine Crockett are going to reenact the scene from Old School and show Bernie Sanders their breasts while he tips over in a pool of lube. And good morning. Please shout happy birthday to my dad, Eddie Armendariz. He's a truck driver and he listens to your show daily. Feliz cumpleaños, Eddie Armendariz.
Eddie, I hope you have a great birthday today.
Please, not gonna.
I hope you have a awesome. No, don't go there, Eddie. Don't go there. It's not worth it.
We have one more.
I hope you have a great birthday, Eddie.
I saved the worst for last. Holier Than Thou Leftist says, good morning. I find it extremely hard to believe that anyone who actually listens to what AOC says would have such visceral hatred that she receives. Listen to her speech on common sense. It's great. And Bernie is the
You're not for real. Wait. That just proved to me that you are not real.
He's for real.
You're not really
blinded by ideology.
And Bernie,
and she just spews hatred.
She took a lot of lessons from Kamala. And Bernie is the farthest from a corrupt politician you can get.
Excuse me?
The man has been saying the same things for 50 years now. He's as genuine as they come.
Oh, really?
Oh, right.
Wait a second.
What's his net worth? What's his net worth?
This guy is the only guy that speaks about leveling the playing field that owns $3 million homes.
And what's his net worth now?
I don't think he's leveling the damn playing field.
And remember, he's only been a public servant, right? He's never worked in the private sector.
No.
And if you're a multi-millionaire with multiple residents, there is corruption.
Correct.
3 homes.
What'd you do? How'd you
3
get
homes.
there?
3. Kind of weird. All right, we're going to get to things that happened on this date in history. Let me check the weather quickly. Being brought to you by La Tienda in Pecos, Texas. Some of the specials going on right now. Chicken breast, boneless, skinless chicken breast, $1.99 a pound. Half loin, $2.49 a pound. Bacon, get 2 packs, 12-ounce packs of bacon, the Sugardale bacon, 2 packs for $5. Also, bottom round roast for $4.99 a pound. From the produce department, get the nectarines or peaches, $1.99 a pound. Hothouse tomatoes, 99 cents a pound. Mangoes, 2 for just $1. And from the deli department, get the split top honey wheat bread, 1 loaf for $1.68. Plus, get the smoke turkey breast for just $6.99 a pound. Honey ham for $5.49 a pound, and Kobe Jack cheese for $6.99 a pound. And spare ribs, pork spare ribs, just $2.99 a pound, and top sirloin steak, $7.99 a pound. If you're looking for beverages, 20-pack of Coke, Dr. Pepper, Sprite, and other flavors, 20-pack, 12-ounce cans for $11.99. You can find all of that and more at La Tienda in Pecos. We got to get to things that happened on this date in history. On the way, we're going to talk about a man in Louisiana that claimed it was not a crime to throw food on his wife. He found out different. Stephen Miller shredded Adam Schiff, calling him names. We'll talk about that. And Paul Skeen, if you got one of his baseball cards, you might want to check it. Yeah, this card is worth a ton of money. George Foreman passed away. Donald Trump had something nice to say about him. And just approved, the Mexican government votes to allow U.S. Marines in the country of Mexico to train in exercises along with the Mexican military. And ICE has arrested 31 illegals in Puerto Rico. I'll tell you how they busted them coming up in just a second. Things that happened on this date in history up next. KWMW Malchamore, 105.1 FM Malchamore. Also KWES 93.5 Ruidoso, and KDAZ AM 700 FM 96.9 in Albuquerque. Things that happened on this date in history being brought to you by 2A Tactical Firearms Indoor Firing Range. Find them at 236 East Navajo in Hobbs, veteran-owned and operated, the largest selection of firearms. They also have the state-of-the-art indoor firing range, plus the Milo FBI training simulator. They're open 7 days a week. Monthly memberships available, also hourly rates. They have a huge selection of guns, optics, suppressors. They've got lots of ammo. They offer financing for guns. They offer training. So if you're a first-time gun owner and need firearm safety training, they can do that for you. Check them out, 236 East Navajo in Hobbs, 2A Tactical Range.com for more information. Proud sponsor of things that happen on this date in history.
Sorry, I got it going early. You had that pause in there.
That's okay.
On this date in 1765, Britain enacted the Quartering Act, which required American colonists to provide housing for the British soldiers. And that is another one of the little pegs that helped kick off the revolution. Harry Houdini, the famous magician and escape artist, was born on this day in 1874. And on this day in 1882, the German scientist Robert Koch discovered bacillus, which is the cause of tuberculosis. So, TB or not TB? That is the question.
I'll take not.
was on this date in 1932, a radio show was broadcast for the very first time on a moving train. And it didn't go off the rails. And on this day
number 7.
on this day in 1964, the U.S. Mint issued the very first Kennedy $50 coin. Now, that was the only year they were made entirely of silver. After that was when we switched over and went to sandwich coins.
Gotcha.
On this day in 1989, the Exxon Valdez rammed a reef off the coast of Alaska. You'll probably remember that, Kevin. It leaked 11 million gallons of oil into the sea. Took 3 years and $2 billion to clean up. At least that's what they reported. And in 1992, a Chicago judge settled the Milli Vanilli class action lawsuit by approving cash rebates up to $3 for anyone who could prove they bought a Milli Vanilli album before November 27th of 1990. That's the day the scandal broke.
Yeah.
Today is National Cocktail Day, National Cheese Steak Day, and National Chocolate Covered Raisin Day.
Yum.
It is 8 days to April Fool's Day, 19 days to Passover, 22 days till Tax Day, and 27 days until Easter. Better start figuring out where your eggs are coming from now. Keisha Castle Hughes turns 35 today. And I'm just going to pre-say it. Tom doesn't know who anybody on this list is. She was.
It was his chance to win today.
I know. Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. She was in that. And as Mary in the Nativity story, she's now a cast member on FBI Most Wanted. And she refuses to use the Force. Just going to say. Pro wrestler Jack Swagger turns 43 today. Kevin, if
you would have known that one.
Yeah. You know, if I lived near that guy, I'd go walking with him all the time just so people would say, hey, he walks with a swagger.
That's cute.
He's got one.
Yeah. Lake Bell turns 46 today. Now, she played Poison Ivy on the HBO Max animated series Harley Quinn. She's also known from Boston Legal. This is where she's from. Now, he would know this one. Peyton Manning has made it to the 49-yard line.
Yep.
No ESPN gifts, please. And Alyssa Hannigan turns 51 today. Now, you will remember this line, Kevin. This one time at band camp?
American Pie.
Yeah, that's who she is.
Okay. She's the girl that played the flute.
Yes, among other things.
Wow.
Jim Parsons celebrates a precise birthday number 52 today.
Okay.
Who is he? Come on. Very popular sitcom about nerds.
Oh, the
Yes. Sheldon. Yes. Kevin's giving you the hint.
Hold on. The Big Bang Theory.
Yes, Sheldon Cooper.
Got it. And then they made another show based on his character, right?
Yes,
Young
but
Sheldon?
he only narrated that show.
Okay.
Laura Flynn Boyle turns 55 today.
Never heard
Her
of her.
big role was Donna Hayward in Twin Peaks. She was hot.
Was
I'm
she?
just going to say it that way. She also played in a movie called Boxing Helena. If you've ever seen that, it is definitely not for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
It might make you question things.
Okay.
Don't let your kids watch it. The Undertaker is 60 today.
WWE.
Look at you go. His real name is Mark Calloway.
He used to scare me.
He's a good guy, actually.
When he would come out with Pallbearer.
Yeah.
And then the casket would open. A la máquina. Turn the channel.
Star Jones, Kevin's favorite lady, turned 63 today.
Ugh.
Still a Jones, not much of a star. Here you go, Kevin. One for you. Kelly LeBrock turns 65 today.
Kelly LeBrock.
She was the girl that the boys created in Weird Science. Do you remember that? Where they were wearing the bras on the head and she had like the half shirt. Yeah. Nina is 65 today. She had a really big hit.
99.
99 red balloons go by.
In that's the English version.
There we go.
The German version I actually like better, 99 Luftballons. But
yeah,
that's just the way it is.
I like that song a lot.
Tommy Hilfiger is 74.
Designer.
Mm-hmm.
God bless you.
Lee Oscar is 77. And he was the harmonica player in War, the band War.
Wait a second here. Hold up a second. Oh, I thought I had it queued to the right place. There you go.
There you go.
One of my favorite all-time bands.
Sylvester the Cat turns 80 today. You know, if it wasn't for him, we never would have known about succotash and how it was suffering. And designer Bob Mackie turns 85 today. And for years, Cher only wore his clothes.
Bob
and
Mackie?
Yeah. And then,
Wow.
one day he said to her, "Can you please get your own clothes?" And that's what happened on this day in history, Kevin. And those are the birthdays.
God bless America. It's already 8:13. We got to get to, and Tom won that, I believe.
Tom Tom not being here scored 5 million points today in
Unbelievable, Tom. Keep up the good work. All right. At some point, we're going to talk about Rosie O'Donnell. She is now an election denier and a mother from New Jersey. If your kids don't listen, is that a reason to put a shock collar on them?
Ooh.
I say not. I say not. And I had kids that didn't always listen. I never put a shock collar on them. I did whip that butt, but no shock collar. No. All right, 8:14. We got to get to our national anthem and our pledge being brought to you by Rebecca Long. She's your former insurance agent, has been for 40 years. She's got the experience to know how to save you money, how to bundle everything together. Call her for a free quote. Let her put together a quote for all of your insurance: home, auto, life insurance, commercial insurance, recreational insurance. She can handle all of that. 575-393-2661. Call Rebecca Long today. Serving all of Southeast New Mexico. Rebecca Long, she's got 40 years experience handling good people's insurance. Let her take care of all your insurance. 575-393-2661. Proud sponsor of our national anthem and our pledge.
Hi, my name is Cooper, and I'm from College Lane Elementary, and I'm going to be saying the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Carrie Underwood.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets spread glare, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled
8:17, 17 after 8. We are beyond the Breakfast Club. Large prayer this morning being brought to you by Judah Oil, reminding you God is in control.
Today's verse of the day comes from Proverbs 10:7. The memory of the righteous will be a blessing, but the name of the wicked will rot.
Hi, my name is Jose Luevno. I work for Judah Oil. Would you please join us in saying the Lord's Prayer? Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
818. Let's get updated, find out what's going on with news. Being brought to you by Ragsdale Law Firm. Luke Ragsdale reminding you when accidents happen, it's when you least expect them. And when accidents happen, sometimes you need a trusted lawyer to help you. That's the Ragsdale Law Firm, specializing in car accidents, personal injury, also taking care of medical malpractice and oil field accidents. Based in Roswell, serving all of Southeast New Mexico. Call today for a free consultation. And don't forget, you never pay until they win your case. Luke Ragsdale, 575-208-5300, RagsdaleLawFirm.com. Taking a break. We're coming right back. 8:19. We're beyond the Breakfast Club.
Fox News. I'm Chris Foster. U.S. negotiators are meeting with Russian officials today in Saudi Arabia about working toward a ceasefire with Ukraine.
They follow talks between the U.S. and Ukraine last night, described by the Ukrainian defense minister as productive and focused. The Trump administration wants an immediate partial ceasefire and later a comprehensive peace deal. President Donald Trump's envoy Steve Witkoff says he believes we'll see real progress today, but Russian officials are more cautious.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. Down to the Sweet 16 at the NCAA men's college basketball tournament in games Thursday and Friday. All 4 number 1 seeds are alive.
In the Midwest, top seed Houston will take on last year's runner-up Purdue. Auburn has Big Ten tournament champ and 5-seed Michigan. Florida will take on 4-seed Maryland in the West. Duke has been rolling through the East region.
Fox's Greg Thompson. Duke plays Arizona next. America's listening to Fox News.
Imagine a world where teams wore plain, uninspired uniforms. Functional? Sure. Eye-catching? Hardly. But as times evolved, so did the demand for standout styles. Enter the era of awesome graphics. Located at 523 West Sanger in Hobbs, New Mexico, they revolutionized team and work attire. Their secret? High-quality FR uniforms from renowned brands like Ariat, Lapco, Byrne, and Bulwark, paired with cutting-edge technology for vibrant, multicolor logos. Awesome Graphics bridges the gap, offering both sports and industrial uniforms that don't just fit well, they inspire. From Nike office shirts to Adidas and Oakley designs, they ensure every team and staff look as professional as they perform. They're not just about appearances at Awesome Graphics, they're about empowering teams. So if you're in Southeast New Mexico and need uniforms that speak volumes, the choice is clear. Visit myawesomegraphics.com and discover how they can elevate your team's image. Awesome Graphics, where style meets performance.
Is success built overnight, or is it the result of strategic exposure? Either way, every business deserves the chance to thrive. From crafting compelling messages to reaching the right audience, MTD Radio offers a marketing magic that is almost indescribable. Start your journey today by promoting your business with MTD Radio's 7 stations across New Mexico and West Texas. Visit mtdradio.com or call 866-70-RADIO and let us help your business soar. Broadcast your success with the help of this station.
Since 1976, the New Mexico Museum of Space History in Alamogordo has stood as a tribute to the men and women who dared to dream of space exploration. Learn the stories of the adventures and imagine a future of everyday space travel. Highlights of your visit include exhibits about the U.S. and international space programs, HAM, the Astro Chimp, the International Space Hall of Fame, large format films and planetarium shows screened daily in the New Horizons Theater, and so much more. For more information, visit nmspacemuseum.org.
At National Furniture Liquidators, it's a tax time truckload sale featuring famous Ashley brand furniture. Truckload savings like your choice. 4-piece queen bedrooms, just $588. Entertainment centers, $148. A 5-piece pub set, $295. Or an Ashley reclining sofa or love seat, just $588 each. Many more savings plus great financing options regardless of your credit. Ashley Tax Time Truckload Sale. When it comes to value, quality, and selection, nobody beats Short.
Wilbanks LLC and Wilbanks Trucking Services LLC have over 37 years of experience, from 1987 to 2025, in the Permian Basin oil and gas industry. Wilbanks recently divested out of the rig moving operations to focus exclusively on providing crane services to support the growing demand in the basin. Wilbanks continues to provide quality, expert, and performance-based services to a multitude of customers. With a fleet ranging from 60-ton to 350-ton cranes, locations in Hobbs, Artesia, and Odessa, they hope that you will consider their team for projects ranging from plant builds, compressor sets, to general site builds. Please call 575-746-6318 to find out what they can do for you. Wilbanks LLC, your regional expert in the crane world.
New year, new ride, New Mexico. Ready to kick off 2025 with a car that looks brand new? Mighty Wash has just the thing for you. Start fresh with our Express Interior package for just $60. This includes a full interior wipe down, tire shine, windows cleaned inside and out, door jambs detailed, vacuuming of all rows, and a free Wonder Clean wash with complete hand dry. Want the works? Treat your car to our complete detail package. It's got everything in the Express Interior plus seat and carpet shampoo, wheel and tire cleaning, and a premium wax. And it comes with our top tier Mighty Protector wash for the ultimate shine. Don't let your car roll into 2025 stuck in the past. Refresh your ride with Mighty Wash. Clean car, fresh start, New Mexico. Let's make this year your car's best year yet.
Well, it's a Bloody Mary morning.
Pausing for a moment to let Tom A. catch up. Thank you. Thank you for your patience. Be in the Breakfast Club. Call or text 877-396-W105 to talk to B in the Breakfast Club.
It's enough for today. I'm gonna go bye-bye right now. I need a big boy nap.
Last Thursday morning, you were on top of the world. Today, your bracket's in tatters. If you're suffering from March Madness depression, there's a solution. Introducing Hoopsapro. The only antidepressant for people who thought Clemson would defeat McNeese State, picked St. John's over Arkansas, who didn't have BYU in the Sweet 16, or who got too risky and took Liberty over Oregon. I mean, seriously, Liberty? How do you even show your face at work this morning? You do realize that Deb in HR did better than you, and she thinks Purdue is a chicken. Ask your doctor if Hoopsapro is right for you, assuming you're smart enough to know how to dial a phone.
By the way, this is probably one of the first years that I haven't followed March Madness. I saw the Texas loss yesterday, though, and fired their coach.
Yep.
Whoa.
So the coach that
Some of my
was at
brackets are
Texas,
still alive.
one of them?
2 of them. I'm still good on perfect on 2, and then the other ones I still have a couple teams remaining that are going, but there's several dead ends now.
And the Lobos lost.
They actually made it around further than I thought they would. I thought they were going to.
Yeah, well, I mean, at least they made it. I mean, at least they made it to the tournament. Robert De Niro's new movie called The Alto Knights totally bombed at the box office over the weekend. And by the way, the producers who financed this thing thinking they might get whacked. And animal rescuers in Australia came to the assistance of a hungry, is it a magpie?
Yeah, bird, magpie.
Magpie searching for food, ended up trapped inside a grocery store. By the way, the magpie laughed on its own after seeing the food prices. They're like, I'm out of here. By the way, Americans really don't care about this story because the only pie they care about is apple pie. That's pretty much it. Nothing really interesting for me on Amazon or Netflix besides Reacher and 1923. Anything else out there that, a little action? Nothing.
No, I mean,
without science fiction. I don't do science fiction.
Yeah, that's why I was trying to go through my brain because I do a lot of that.
Yeah.
So it's like, no, not really.
No science fiction. No. Kelly Clarkson didn't explain her recent absence. She returned to the daytime show last Thursday. 1,000th episode. Who keeps up?
I know, right?
1,000? I mean, I'm just wondering who keeps up. I had a sports guy once came and he goes, "This is my 485th game that I've called." Are you counting? Serious?
Right.
Are you counting? Wow. And the guy best known for his appearance on Good Burger died from cancer at the age of 52. Jan Swine Winterman passed away over the weekend. Gene Hackman and his wife, latest twist in their death. His family has filed to block the release of his and his wife's autopsies and also photos and all investigation details. And to that, I say, now you care.
Right.
Because they had the two kids. They hadn't heard from those kids in months. Now you care. They were dead for 2 weeks and nobody knew it because you didn't call to check on your elderly parents.
Right.
That's sad.
That's pretty sad. Have you guys ever found something that you enjoy eating and you can't stop eating it? Monica, you ever? So mine, sunflower seeds.
Oh, I was just going to say that. Chips and salsa and sunflower seeds.
I eat a ton of sunflower seeds. In fact, I have a whole big box because I can't find them sometimes at the store. But the only problem with eating too many sunflower seeds, and I'll eat these instead of eating something that's bad for me, like chips and that type of stuff. But the only problem with eating too many sunflower seeds is, number one is the sodium. And number two is you eat too many of them. And I mean, I'm talking about, 20 days in a row. And then you start, it messes with your tongue. Ulcers.
Yeah, kind of makes it raw.
Yeah. So my tongue is to the point right now, not real good.
Are you snacking on some right now?
I'm looking at these sunflower seeds and I want more sunflower seeds. It's like crack. Sunflower seeds are my crack.
Now, this is going to tell me a little bit more about you, Kevin. Do you like the original or do you switch it up? Like, my favorite right now is the dill pickle. That's what I've got out in the car. Dill pickle sunflower seeds. There
are two ways I eat sunflower seeds, and I can't find this brand in the Philippines is actually good. But my favorite is the dill pickle and the salt. And the dill pickle became my favorite after I got high blood pressure because I don't have to worry about as much sodium. So dill pickle is, but yeah, I don't do the ranch flavors and all that. That to me is, just give me sunflower seeds. Yeah. But sunflower seeds.
I like sunflower seeds. What about you, Blake? What's your crack? Food crack?
I don't even know.
You don't know? You don't have nothing? Nothing. Someone just texted and said, Allsup's chimichangas. Can you eat them nonstop like that? I'd get full.
Man, my wife is like, I bought 24 packs. I had them shipped to the house. And I was like, I'm going to have to order another 24. And she's like, have you gone through all those already? I'm like, hey. When I'm working and I'm doing stuff around the house, I got it looks like I got a big old thing of tobacco.
Dip,
there's nothing I can't stop. I mean, for snacks, I really like Bobo's, the oat baked treats stuff. They're baked cookies and bars and all that kind of stuff. I like those a lot, but this, I probably have one a day, but that's probably my limit on.
Yeah, this is like my crack. Yeah, I look like I got the big old thing because I put them all in my right here. Looks like I got tobacco, and then I'm cracking. I'm an expert. I've been eating them since I was like 12. So
Yeah, Marco from the patch just said spicy dill pickle is the best next to the cracked
Really?
pepper. Where do you find the spicy dill pickle, Marco? The cracked pepper is good too. I'm telling you, I switch flavors. So like, and there's this one brand out there and they sell it at Allsup's. I don't know. It's like a healthier version of like whatever other seeds. And I tried them and I threw them all away. I was like, negative. We're not doing this
I mean, I
healthy
look
stuff.
the good old the Davison sunflower seeds are awesome. Also, what is it called? The dill,
Bigs and the
the
Spits.
green bag. Those are pretty good also. But yeah, I can't stop eating sunflower seeds. All right, 8:33. We'll hear from Cash Patel on the way. We'll talk about the man that slapped his wife with some food. He said that ain't no crime. We'll tell you about, yeah, it is. That's a crime. We'll get to that coming up in a second. Morning show this morning being brought to you by WWRV x3.com. You can find them in Carlsbad. They've got 162 RV hookups. If you're working in or around Carlsbad, they've got 3 different RV parks. And they offer 162 RV hookups, 30 and 50 amps available, all for one low price. It includes all your utilities, and that includes premier high-speed internet. They're pet-friendly, very well lit up. It's a nice place to rest. It's for working folks. WWRV x3.com or 988-0392. Check them out today. Louisiana man claims it's not a crime to throw food at his wife. You can't arrest me for throwing food at my wife. The man pelted his wife with his lunch and a metal spoon. And he said, you can't arrest me for that. It's not a crime to throw food at my own wife. According to the arrest warrant, investigators allege that a verbal altercation between Willie Cook, 58, and his wife of 34 years turned violent when he threw food at her. Cook allegedly threw a metal spoon along with the food, and it hit the victim in the head. Cops arrived at the couple's home in Monroe. I bet it was West Monroe.
I bet it was.
And they observed food on the woman's head. She also had a little lump on the top of her head where that spoon hit.
What is he?
Yeah, he's been charged with domestic battery. These days, 2 spouses, having a food fight. This guy is dangerous with food. He really is. He'll spend some time in jail. Well, we'll see how dangerous he is. I know one thing, it's going to be dangerous consuming that food. Watch out getting a norovirus or whatever the hell that is, Tom. Top White House aide, Stephen Miller, I love Stephen Miller, did not mince words talking about Adam Schiff. The Democrat from California said Schiff, who was often referred to as pencil neck by Donald Trump, lied to the American people on multiple occasions as chairman of the White House Intelligence Committee, insisting there was evidence about collusion with Trump colluding with Russia. By the way, he said that was a hoax. He was on Jesse Waters over the weekend, and he said Adam Schiff is not only a stone cold, hopeless loser, but he is one of the most corrupt, one of the most shameful, and one of the most heinous individuals that has ever served in public office. By the way, Stephen, thank you. Adam Schiff is a loser. By the way, one of a kind, Paul Skeen baseball card sells for a shocking amount at an auction.
The pitcher, right,
Paul
from
Skeen
Pittsburgh.
Rookie card for Major League Baseball debuted. It sold for $1.1 million at an auction. More money than the star picture actually made last season because he came up from the minors.
Right.
64 bids for the card, which finally sold after 2 weeks at the auction. The card contains the patch the pitcher wore on his jersey for his big league debut. That's the difference. Final price announced by Fantastic Collections includes a 20% buyer premium. The buyer was not identified, but this thing went for $1.11 million. Unbelievable. Mexican government voted to allow the U.S. Marines and the Mexico to train with the Mexican military. So they voted. They voted for the joint exercise. The only problem I have with this is if we go over there and show the Mexican military stuff, what happens if we ever have to go to war with Mexico?
Mm-hmm.
Are we giving up too much?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's going to happen, but it could. It might. Maybe we're giving up too much. And ICE arrested 31 illegals at a cockfighting event in Puerto Rico. So ICE and Custom Enforcement was at the cockfighting ring. And when they started, they made 31 arrests. We forget about Puerto Rico. By the way, a great majority of the folks in San Juan, Puerto Rico, were Dominican, taking part in the cockfighting. Is that illegal in Puerto Rico? I would think so. It's part of America, right?
Well, yeah, it's a U.S. territory, so I think it is.
Yeah. Still don't pay any taxes, so I'm a little confused. They get a lot of benefits. No taxes. All right, boob of the day coming up next. Kash Patel says they're realigning the staff. So Kash Patel said we're top heavy in Washington, D.C. Now, Blake, what happens when you're top heavy?
That means you have too much upper management.
Yeah, so here's what they're going to do. They're moving people.
Is highlight for the American public that there's 38,000 employees at the FBI. If you take the national capital region, as the folks around Washington, D.C. call it, the 50-mile radius around Washington, D.C., we have 11,000 employees for the FBI in that 50-mile radius, give or take. And a third of the crime does not happen in this region. A large portion of one of my priorities, fighting violent crime, crushing narco traffickers, stopping fentanyl overdoses, is happening in any town USA across this country. And they need resources in the form not just of money, but manpower. So we're going to reorient our assets in Washington. We're going to look at it strategically as we've been doing the last month and send our agents and analysts and SOS operatives into the field to take on this violent crime explosion that has occurred over these last 4 or 5 years.
I can't wait for that to happen. And people that sided with the Biden administration, send them to Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Or Fargo, North Dakota. Either one of those. Sorry to pick on Alabama. I'm sorry. Jackson, Mississippi. That would be, you don't want to go to Jackson. No way. So I think this is good. I think that they realign the staff because, like you said, a third of all crime is not in Washington. It's outside of Washington.
Well,
so
narco drug trafficking crime. A third of all crime may actually happen in Washington.
Oh.
Yeah. All right, we're going to get to boob of the day in a second. Monica in the text. Then we'll talk about Rosie O'Donnell. She is would you call her a denier? Election denier?
Yes, she is an election denier.
All right, we'll get to that up next. And the boob of the day. 19 away from 9, Monica.
All right. AOC has zero common sense. She said something about growing yucca in New York City. Come on now. And LOL, another Trump hater says, I thought Trump, my bad. LOL. Blake, did you just say that if you're a multimillionaire, then there's corruption? Who's in the White House?
No, I said if you spent your entire career in the public sector and you're a multimillionaire, there is corruption.
Chris from Dexter says, have y'all seen the really weird commercial KFC released? I believe it speaks to cannibalism. No, but I'm going to go look it up. The Constitutionalist said Trump revoked Hillary, Kamala, and the Biden family's security clearance.
Good.
Rumor has it
Damn
indictments
sure
are going to start rolling out soon. Hallelujah.
Amen.
Marty from Budke, we will, whatchamacallit, message you in just a bit. Holier than thou leftists. Listen up, audience. He's got a lot to say. Republicans like Forbes, right? Seems like Bernie's net worth is $3 million. He owns 3 homes ranging from $300,000 to $900,000. He's just written 6 books, and the royalties that he gets, it's at its highest. In 2017 was $800,000. That's a lot.
Wait. I'm going to look up these books.
Yeah, look them up. And the more recent years, $117,000 in book sales, I'm assuming. Okay. Oh, and don't forget his yearly salary of $170,000 from the government. $3 million for an 80-something-year-old man, very doable. Now, if that's who you're admiring, holier than thou leftist,
Wait a minute. I'm going to point out something because he's going back to what I said about the public sector and corruption and rich. His wife is worth $5 million. And she's only ever been a community organizer, a police officer for a short time, and a social worker.
Oh, Neg, you don't
She is
become a millionaire for that.
the richest social worker in America.
Yeah. And then he goes on to say, but hey, if you pay Donald Trump $5 million, you can have dinner with him in Florida. Small price to pay to get in the world's most powerful man's ear. Too bad Bernie doesn't have that much money. Ain't nobody trying to have dinner or lunch with Bernie.
Ain't never built a damn thing in his life.
No. He and his wife are worth a little over $8 million together.
Bernie.
And they've
Donald
only ever
Trump.
worked in the public sector.
Bernie.
You figure it
Donald
out.
Trump. Bernie.
Trump
Come
made
on.
all of his money. Some of it he inherited. I'll give you that. But all the money he made was in the
$1 billion.
private sector.
I don't know why you listen, bro. Why do you listen to us?
Because he wants the truth.
I don't know.
He
All right,
really
hold
wants,
on.
deep down, just really wants the truth, and we give him the truth. So there you go.
B, try the show Paradise on Hulu. I told Blake about it. You'll dig it. And The House of David on Prime, says another one. I watched the movie Last Breath this weekend, and I got to give it up to those saturation drivers that do that job.
Is the House
So
of
did
David
you say
good?
last breast?
Breath.
Oh,
TH.
okay.
We started watching the House of David thing, and we got about a half hour through it, and I was like, man, is this going to pick up? And we kind of moved on. Does it pick up? Somebody tell me.
The Hackman's kids are blocking it to sell the info themselves. Maybe.
That's what I'm thinking.
And Mark, we've got a few more. You want to stop?
All right, go.
Okay. Marquette Blake says, Papa Top.
Yeah, I figured they'd win.
And somebody said they wanted to see your picture perfect bracket.
Okay, so far the brackets that I have that are still perfect are the East and the Midwest.
And that Chimmy text was from Tom, the one that said that they were addicted. They eat Chimmy's nonstop. And then
Tom's at home with the stomach virus, and he's still like, I miss that damn Chimmy and the Almond Joy.
And that one said, absolutely, 2 Chimmys and 2 burritos at a time. That's what I can have. Marco from the Patch said it's the Spitz brand. Lori from Lovington said Reese's Cups. I've gained 30 pounds and I can't stop eating them. I knew this pregnant girl who that's all she'd eat, like day and night, was Reese's peanut butter cups.
I mean, Reese's are my go-to candy, but I'm trying to say no.
Another texter said Corn Nuts and Bugles are my addiction. The Spitz seeds, 1 bag of dill pickle and 1 bag of black pepper mix. And that sounds so good. And Mexico is going to take back their land, buddy.
Not their land.
That was a good one. Thank you. I needed to laugh.
Smacking
back
peanut
crap.
butter and
I mean,
jelly.
Mexico is about the size of a pimple on Tom's butt.
Hola, máquina. Smacking peanut butter and jelly seeds. Ew, I don't like that. And if you like sunflower seeds, you need to try the brand Smackin'. They have great flavors, and they have a churro flavor. So good. Oh, so I take it they have like sweet flavors. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I have a hard time.
A few more. Bernie Sanders in 2016, millionaires and billionaires will pay their fair share in taxes. But Bernie finds out he's a millionaire, then he changes his tone. Billionaires will pay the first taxes. The ultra wealthy will pay the fascia and taxes. Big D on Peacock is hilarious. Adolescent on Netflix. Holy hell. It'll make you rethink parenthood. And damn, I still have 27 days until I can't have a shot of Fireball and a beer, says Fats. Last one.
For Lent.
Mexico can have California. You're dang right. And let me move from New Mexico, and it can have New Mexico too.
Let's break off a piece for them. Let's break up. They can have it. All right, Blake, let's get to Rosie O'Donnell, and then we'll do the boob of the day. Rosie O'Donnell, of course, she's moved to Ireland, and she's an election denier now.
She is.
Wow. And she did so. She thinks Elon Musk cooked the books. He's a hacker now.
Yes.
Is that what you believe?
Somehow he stole the election because Donald Trump won the swing states, and Elon Musk runs the internet. She says.
Oh,
obviously, again, proving she doesn't understand how any of this works.
I did. Now this, she was on since she lives in Ireland, she made her first appearance on the Irish TV show called The Late Night Show with Patrick Keatley. Killey. Did I say that? Kielety.
Oh.
Kaylee. One of those, damn it. Anyway, she said that he runs the internet. Does Elon Musk run the internet?
Nope.
Who runs the internet?
Well, that's kind of a technical question, but there's no one person.
That's what I was thinking. So he runs the internet. Thank you, Rosie. I appreciate you. Oh, dear Lord. All right, I got one more story, then we'll do the boob of the day. This could be classified as the boob of the day. New Jersey woman arrested after she forced her child to wear a dog shock collar, leaving marks on the kid's neck. Kimberly Cruz Feliciano, 30 years old, charged with 2 counts of endangering the welfare of a child, 2 counts of aggravated assault, and 1 count of witness tampering, and the threat of force, and 1 count of hindering. And this all happened in New Jersey. She put the shock collar on the kid to treat the kid, teach the kid about listening.
She just wanted to see him light up when she came around.
Now, we've joked about putting a shock collar on Tom. We would never actually do that, but wow.
Well, she was heard telling somebody that he had an electric personality.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just going to be quiet about
She
it.
wanted to name him Home.
Oh.
I don't know what's worse,
Yeah.
Like putting them in a collar to shock them, or
Yeah,
putting them outside in a chicken
She kept
coop.
pushing the button and saying, what?
Sad. And by the way, I posted a video up on TikTok. Millsap, Texas. You know where Millsap, Texas is?
No.
2 teachers arrested after a video surfaced of the teacher hitting an autistic kid multiple times. The kid was 10 years. So I posted that up, and the teachers have, hopefully these teachers now, look, when you're working with special needs kids, you have to have a tender heart. You have to have a will to want to be patient.
Correct.
And do a good job for these kids, because they're some of the sweetest kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they are.
And just sad. So that's up on my TikTok this morning, but so sad, so sad. And I did post that video up on there, too, from Donald Trump at the wrestling championship, NCAA wrestling championship. All right, let's get to the boob of the day this morning, being brought to you by Desert Functional Medicine and Aesthetics, medical professionals on staff ready to help you. If you're not feeling good, your body is talking to you. Go in there and have the deep dive done into your blood work to find out what's going on. They have a complete lab right at Desert Functional, and they would love to chat with you after about what they found, because they're going to do a deep dive. They look into everything, many, many markers to find out what's going on with your body. If you're going through menopause, ladies, they do hormonal optimization. They also, guys, do testosterone replacement therapy. And last week I went out of town to get my blood work done. My testosterone was lower than usual. And so important you go to somebody that knows what they're talking about. That's number one, and can check your blood often to figure out exactly where you're at. You don't want it too high. You don't want it too low. So go talk to Desert Functional about testosterone. They also offer many things, like if you're suffering from pain, go talk to them about stem cell therapy or ozone therapy. Desert Functional, 575-964-8025, 3900 North Lovington Highway in Hobbs. Proud sponsor of the boob of the day.
All right, so it looks like the hot mugshot girl, well, she decided to stretch her 15 minutes of fame into a half hour.
She sure did.
She got arrested again yesterday. And yes, there's the new mugshot. This one has crazy eyes. I'm just going to put that right up front. And if you're just catching up, 20-year-old Lily Stewart, she goes to the University of Georgia. She went viral last week thanks to the mugshot she took after she got arrested for speeding earlier in the month. Now, cops threw her in jail after she got pulled over once, and then again minutes later by the same cop for driving even faster. Now, TMZ said she got arrested again yesterday, but not for speeding. They charged her with loitering and obstructing an officer. Now, last we checked, they hadn't said exactly what she did, but it happened in Athens, where the University of Georgia is, and they booked her at 5:26 a.m. She was released on $4,000 bond a few hours later. Her new mugshot, not quite as flattering as her hot mugshot girl image would be. It's still pretty good. She's in prison garb this time, and there's also a side profile shot. And like I said, kind of low grade crazy eyes in that one. Yep. Like maybe her crazy's coming out. And so now this is 2 times. Anybody want to bet on a third? And yep, she will become the boob of the day then too. Kevin?
Boob of the day being brought to you by Desert Functional Medicine and Aesthetics. Check them out today. When we come back, 19-year-old shot by the police department, but wait for the rest of the story. Juveniles face different court processes for a deadly hit-and-run accident. We've been talking about that hit-and-run where they hit that biker. We'll tell you about the different processes. And U.S. deportation flight to Venezuela's, it resumed over the weekend. Yeah, and the White House had the folks from United Arab Emirates at the White House. They're investing a ridiculous amount of money into the United States. I'll tell you how much that is coming up in just a second. Morning show this morning being brought to you by North Star Laundry, one-stop shop for all your laundry. They can wash, dry, and fold your clothes, dry clean your clothes, press them, starch them, keep you looking good, drop them off, and then pick them up. Sounds like a great deal if you're working in the patch, don't have that much time, or if you're empty nesters and you want them to take care of all the clothes. Not an issue. Now, if you want to take care of your clothes, no problem at all. They have coin-operated machines at all 3 of their locations. You can find them in Loving at 406 West Cedar and in Carlsbad, 609 West Lee and 604 West Church. North Star Laundry, one-stop shop for all your laundry. Southeast New Mexico, nice day today. Winds less than about 10 miles an hour. High temperature today, 80, sunny skies, 49 tonight, 87 coming up tomorrow. For Ruidoso in Lincoln County, it's about 69 for the high and sunny skies. Winds less than 15 miles an hour tonight, down to 44. And tomorrow, up to about 72. And for Albuquerque today, winds less than 15 miles an hour, sunny and 78 for the high, 40 tonight, and then 81 and sunny coming up tomorrow. 5-day forecast, go to W105radio.com. Let's get you updated with news. We'll come back. We got a lot of things to get to, like the good news of the day. News this morning being brought to you by State Representative Randy Pettigrew, who I'm sure is resting after that 60-day session. I am sure. Thank you, Randy Pettigrew, for continuing the fight for us. If you want to find out what's going on in the state and what passed and what didn't pass, you can always do that by going to his website and checking out his website. It's randallpettigrew.com. One thing you can count on is that Randy Pettigrew is the conservative voice. He's the guy that continues to fight for Southeast New Mexico, fighting for our kids, fighting for our way of life, fighting for the oil and gas industry. Randy Pettigrew. Message paid for by Randy Pettigrew. Check him out, randallpettigrew.com. Coming back, we'll keep you updated with everything going on, including good news of the day. We're KWMW, Malgemore, 105.1 FM, KWES, 93.5 in Ruidoso, and KDAZ, AM 700, and FM 96.9 in Albuquerque. We'll return next on Being the Breakfast Club.
MTD Radio News brought to you by Stone Oilfield Services in Lovington. Get the job done right every time since 2004.
Proudly serving most phases of the oil field process, Stone Oilfield Services has a fleet of over 60 trucks and a workforce of over 100 employees. From water transport to kill and vac truck operations, flowback services and pit filling to the clean out of rigs and tanks, as well as oiling and acidizing, Stone Oilfield believes in getting the job done right every time. Their central motto, do what you say you can do. Call them today at 575-396-1840. That's 396-1840.
MTD Radio News, I'm Blake Ovard. The 57th legislative session is officially over, and the last few bills to make it over the finish line are on their way to the governor's desk. More than 1,100 bills were introduced in the session, many covering the state's foster care system, crime, and education. With the session closed, nearly 200 of those bills passed, while others stalled. A top priority promised this session included legislation surrounding reforming New Mexico Children, Youth, and Families Department. A bipartisan House bill created the Office of the Child Advocate, which was House Bill 5, and it was signed by the governor despite her expressing it wasn't what she wanted. A bipartisan Senate omnibus package, Senate Bill 42, with additional CYFD reforms is headed to her as well. The passage of a crime package, House Bill 8, that includes reforms to criminal competency and treatment as well as fentanyl trafficking was touted by Democrats. They also celebrated the passage of a bill increasing teacher salaries. Although some Republican bills passed, such as Senate Bill 11, which requires districts to create rules for students' cell phone use in schools, Republican lawmakers shared disappointment over the lack of medical malpractice bills succeeding and the governor's decision to veto a proposal, House Bill 65, to let districts decide the number of days in a school year for themselves. A bill establishing the New Mexico Wildfire Prepared Program, Senate Bill 33, sponsored by Senator Elizabeth Stefanik and Representative Harlan Vincent, that develops property protection standards and certification guidelines to make communities safer from wildfires, is headed to the governor's desk. And other bills that passed on Saturday headed that way include the Trade Ports Development Act, which was House Bill 19, which would create designated port districts across the state, House Bill 14, that will replace states' working family tax credit with a new earned income tax credit. That was one of the last pieces of legislation that passed both chambers and is on its way to the governor's desk. For bills passed in the last 3 days, the governor has 30 days to either sign them, pocket veto them, or veto them. And that's the way it is. I'm Blake Ovard. This is MTD Radio News.
At Coffee Drilling LLC, they offer a wide range of drilling services from small domestic water to agricultural and monitor wells. In addition to mud and rotary drilling, Coffee Drilling offers services to pre-existing wells, as well as troubleshooting of pumps and all control systems. Call Coffee Drilling today to schedule your routine maintenance or see about an upgrade to your water system. Call 505-270-1767. That's 505-270-1767. Coffee Drilling, LLC. Over 20 years experience and serving all of Hobbs, Lovington, and Eunice.
It's Chevy Truck Month at Guy Chevrolet Company in Artesia. Right now, receive 2.9% APR for 72 months on select 2025 Silverado 1500 models. Our new vehicle specialists are here to assist you throughout the entire hassle-free buying experience. We have a great selection of Chevy trucks and SUVs to choose from and look forward to seeing you here on the corner of 1st and Main in Artesia or at GuyChevy.com.
Offer ends March 31st, 2025. APR for well-qualified buyers on approved credit. Visit GuyChevy.com.
As energy costs rise, conserving energy has an even greater impact on the financial success of your family or business. You can conserve energy by making energy-efficient improvements to your home or business. Natural gas appliances such as water heaters, dryers, and furnaces cost less money to operate than their electric counterparts and do so more efficiently. Zia Natural Gas is helping you and your family to work smarter, not harder, giving you the energy advantage. For information, call 1-800-520-4277.
This week at Bob's Ridgeway, there's values in every department in the butcher shop. Pork half loin, $2.49 a pound. Chicken breast, boneless, skinless, $1.99 a pound, and get Sugardale bacon, 2 big packs for just $5. In produce, hothouse tomatoes, 99 cents a pound. Honey mangoes, 2 for $1. Get your Post cereals, family size box, just $2.97. Frosted Pop-Tarts, 12 pack, 2 for $5. And it's Frozen Food Month. Get Blue Bunny ice cream, 48 ounce, 2 for $7. Pillsbury's toaster strudels and toaster scramblers. Get 2 boxes for just $5. And your Totino pizza rolls, get 100 count for just $9.88. Take advantage of Frozen Food Month and stock up on your values this week at Bob's Ridgeway, 906 West Avenue D in Lovington, where the service and quality still matters.
No, please don't wake me now.
No promises, no boasting. Just a bunch of people having fun.
You're in need of a serious attitude adjustment, young man.
B. Tom, Monica, Blake, and you.
Alrighty then.
Another day, another 55-cent good news of the day on the way. Looks like pretty weird. In Italy, town of Naples. Guy running around with a Mickey Mouse costume, threatening tourists with a knife. I'm not going to go to Italy now. I think I'm gonna pass. And DoorDash and Klarna have partnered up. You can order food and then make monthly payments. You know that you're in deep when you have to charge your monthly your food and make monthly payments on it. Yeah, you think you'll ever dig out of that?
No,
probably not. Probably my answer would be probably not.
You could, but it's money won't solve that person's money problems.
Right.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
And Tren de Agua gang member arrested for shooting 3 women in the head in Chicago, killing 2 of those women. U.S. Marshals arrested the Tren de Agua gang member accused of the double murder in Chicago. Ricardo Gonzalez, 32, was arrested in Georgia. By the way, high-ranking Tren de Agua member that kidnapped 3 women and then killed 2 of them. Sounds like a good person just to allow into the country. By the way, he's going to jail. He's going to prison for a long time. And then when he gets out, if he ever gets out, I would pray to God they give him the death penalty.
Yeah.
Right. By the way, but if he ever gets out, he's going back to Venezuela. 19-year-old shot by an Albuquerque police officer identified as a murder suspect. So the Albuquerque police released the identity of that 19-year-old who was shot by officers on Thursday, according to the department, was wanted for murder. Julian Garcia wanted the warrant out for his arrest in connection with the deadly shooting in September of 2024. So he proceeded to run away, And initial shots were fired at Garcia, who was armed with a handgun at the time. Juveniles face different court processes for the deadly hit and run. We talked about this deadly hit and run. This guy's riding a bicycle when these three juveniles decided they were going to mow him over. 16-year-old and a 15-year-old, and wasn't there a 13 and 11-year-old also? There are four of them.
Yeah.
So looks like all the processes are going to be a little bit different. And the 11-year-old and the 13-year-old are still with CYFD at this time. So they're not even in a juvenile detention center.
Wow.
They're going to be with CYFD.
So they're just hanging out in the office.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Come on down. Let's make it happen. Come on down. On Friday, the United Arab Emirates agreed to a 10-year deal with the United States and a $1.4 trillion investment framework. They agreed to this deal. The White House announced it on Friday, saying it was a substantial increase in the U.S. economy. White House said the investments would be in AI infrastructure, semiconductors, energy, and American manufacturing. So, would you call that the Trump effect? It could be called the Trump effect.
That could be a name for it.
I mean, the United Arab Emirates has so much money. My brother lived there for a while, and he was saying if they wreck a car, like a Rolls Royce, Mercedes, they wreck it, like they just leave it and go get another one. Yeah.
Wow.
Crazy money. Nobody works. Nobody needs to work. Everybody gets a stipend, kind of like Kuwait. I think Kuwait, everybody gets like $75,000 a year. That's the low amount.
Wow.
Yeah, because they're so oil rich, nobody needs to do anything. So all the help is brought in as indentured servants, and so yeah, a lot of people stay working for some of those families for a long, long time.
Slaves.
Yeah, yeah, they could be considered. Trump gives Kamala Harris some advice on her potential run for governor. He told her, here's a great deal of advice. Do interviews. Do interviews. Oh, that was like, great. You know, the Republicans need to find a great candidate there because recent polling numbers show that 50% of California say they might vote for a Republican for governor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've tried everything else. I mean, is Kamala Harris the answer?
No, they're saying they're going to vote. Funny, when things run off the rails and into the ditch, people go, maybe we don't want these Democrat leaders.
Sure.
And then they vote Republican. Because in California,
yeah,
that happened with Ronald Reagan when he became governor.
Right.
Because it had run off the rails then.
Gavin Newsom is in big trouble right now. The state of California is in big trouble. They are asking the federal government to bail them out with this high-speed bullet train to nowhere. And, you know, it's coming up like a $6 billion short. And then all the money they spent on illegals, billions and billions and billions of dollars to give free health care. They're in bad shape. They're at a budget shortfall right now. You know, say what you want. New Mexico's actually got money. So,
yes.
Looks like another investigation of a homicide yesterday. This happened yesterday morning in Albuquerque. Not a whole bunch to report. They're investigating that. And I wish Tom was here because Tom would know who this guy is. Brandon Jacobs, Super Bowl champion for the Eagles.
Right.
Stunned a podcast host talking about his game day cocaine admission. Doing cocaine before the game.
Oh, that's
and a shocking admission. 2-time Super Bowl champion. revealed last summer that he once had a monster game using cocaine. And he was adamant that it was only once.
Here, I will interject a Tomism here for you. Oh, that didn't happen. They didn't prove it, B.
Yeah, he only said it. But former Giant star Brandon Jacobs admitted on the Raw Room podcast that he once did cocaine before a game.
That's not uncommon, though. And now that I'm
I don't know.
Really?
I mean, cocaine. I just don't think cocaine is going to make you concentrate better.
Well, no, I actually know this for a fact. I one of the guys that I went to school with, he was the pitcher for the baseball team, and he pretty much said, before the game, he would do cocaine.
Playing baseball and playing football are kind of different.
Well, yeah, and I don't. I mean, a pitcher's got to be in control. So I don't. Did he suck as a pitcher?
No, he did. He was a very good athlete, but I think it's just the way drugs affect the person. So sometimes, instead of bouncing off the walls, it slows you down.
Maybe he was just talking a different kind of speedball.
No, I like marijuana. I can see that zoning you in to actually play better. Certain types of marijuana that wouldn't put you to sleep.
I would think the opposite with marijuana. I'd be like, I just want to lay down. Like
that's because
you
need the other kind.
Strains that some might do that. Yeah, some might have that effect. Tim Walz. Tim Walz is a weirdo. Number one, if you have to explain your masculinity, I mean, every time you go on a podcast, that might be a problem. But Saturday, Tim Walz talking about Republicans and Elon Musk don't have a sense of humor. Here's what he had to say, little Tim Walz. Mr. Masculinity. Definition.
What can we possibly do about Elon Musk? Because it's not right.
It is not right. And this guy bugs me in a way that is probably unhealthy. And but I have to be careful about being a smartass. I was making a joke. These people have no sense of humor. They are the most literal people. But my point was they're all mad, and I, said something I didn't, probably shouldn't have about a company. He is agree. So,
but this guy is a weirdo, and it makes me wonder if all people from his state are a bunch of weirdos. Because I'm looking at his wife on stage, and she's sitting down, and she's over there just kind of like, I'm like, what the hell is the matter with you? And I would hate to believe that everybody is like those two.
Yeah, they're not. I mean, now people in that area will tell you there's a lot of weirdos in Minnesota, but they're not all weirdos.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I lived very short time in Hibbing, Minnesota.
And if you think about it, Kevin, that's where Prince was from. Oh, never mind.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I lived in Hibbing, and there were some good, hardworking people. And then it got
hardworking.
Maybe it's the coal affects their brain a certain way. I don't know.
They got to spend X number of days out of the year indoors. But
maybe.
For him to try to hide, to say, oh, he was making a joke and was misunderstood. No, you were taking glee in the decline of an American business.
And by the way, Elon Musk isn't the only shareholder. In fact, your government pension is a pretty good sized shareholder.
Yep.
But, I heard from a lady Sunday on she was on one of the Sunday talk shows, and she was talking about how business is so bad that she probably going to have to find another job.
Oh, wow.
So do you take joy in that people lose their job?
Well,
I mean, people
he
that
does.
show up for work every day. I mean, you guys are bitching and moaning about, oh, you trying to make government workers come back to work. These are people that go to work, the mechanics, the people that sell the car, the people that do financing.
Yeah, they go to work.
I don't get it. Looks like after losing millions in federal cuts, North Texas Food Bank now saying they have to rely on donors. So the Tarrant County Food Bank is turning to local support because they believe that they said that, the USDA, they've lost a lot of money.
Yeah. It's
because
it's a big food bank.
Yeah. So let me just say this much. Back in the day, who funded food banks and helped the poor?
Who?
People, individuals, churches. It wasn't the government. Nobody counted on the government to do that.
True.
It was churches that got together. It was individuals that said, we want to give. And people did food drives and that type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Not U.S. aid.
Mm-mm.
Here we go through. That's a work through. I wonder how much money was supposed to go to the food bank and then ended up in somebody's pocket. I would rather just collect on a local basis and not get money from the feds. I think that'd be awesome. Monica in the text, we're going to take a break. Good news coming up next.
All right. It's wrestling, not wrestling, says Esther.
Wrestling.
Not if you're from the South.
Wrestling.
If you're from the South, it's wrestling.
And the Constitutionalist said Spain needs to take back Mexico and then sell it to us. And then Jesse James said, I'd pay to see y'all put a shock collar on Tom. My secret admirer said, Monica, you can come move to Texas. That's the plan. I just don't know how soon yet. Well, it's not like soon. It's far away still, but yeah, Texas is where I'd like to end up. And I can't stop eating peanut M&Ms, says the Jowl Patriot.
Fair.
Morning. I'd like to see the cartels try something while the Marines are there so they can get leveled like the USS Washington did to North Korea back in the day. Millsap is northwest of Weatherford. And holy crap, did Kevin just say he wishes Tom A was there now? I know it's a hoax, LMAO. He does love him and miss him. Aw, said Fats. And keep my buddy's name out of y'all's mouth, said the leftist Blake Hader. Who? Tim A. Walls?
Who?
Yeah,
Tim Walsh?
Who's your buddy?
And Joe
That's
Namath.
your buddy, Tim Walsh?
Probably. Joe Namath said he trained
Bud.
for the Super Bowl the night before with a bottle and a broad. LOL, said Linda in Carlsbad. Tom Walls. Tim Walls says Elon bugs him in a way that's unhealthy. Just means he's probably attracted to Elon and doesn't want to admit it. Ew, a la máquina.
No, I think he's got middle.
Mm-hmm. Minneapolis, St. Paul is not how Minnesotans are. Minnesota as a whole is very red. The metro areas override. And Democrats.
I believe that.
Mhm.
I believe that.
And that's with every area or every state. Democrats prove that they only care about themselves. They complain about government workers losing their jobs, but could care less about private industry jobs being lost. Very well said.
Oh, no, because, federal and state jobs are more important. All right, good news coming up next. It's already 9:20, Tradio just around the corner. News this morning being brought to you by Wood Swan. You can check them out at woodswan.com or call Sherry this morning at 575-430-2325. They take pieces of wood and turn them into a work of art. They really do. Check them out. They've got a 30,000 square foot manufacturing plant. They ship their products across the United States. Want them to use a certain type of wood? Look, they bring in wood from all over the place to make what they do. Yeah, big old wood slab tables. They can take, steel and make the base of the table, or they can make end tables, nightstands, coffee tables, conference room tables. dining room tables. Go check out the work of art today at woodswan.com. We're coming right back. 9:21. We're beyond the Breakfast Club.
Fox News. I'm Chris Foster. It's day 2 of U.S.-led Ukraine-Russia ceasefire talks in Saudi Arabia, for now focused on protecting energy infrastructure and shipping in the Black Sea.
Ukrainian officials meeting at a hotel with U.S. representatives yesterday, Russians with Americans today. Ukraine's defense minister saying in a post, "We are implementing the president of Ukraine's directive to bring a just peace closer and to strengthen security."
Fox's Greg Palcott. Supreme Court this morning hears arguments about a new congressional map in Louisiana.
A group of voters say the map amounts to an illegal racial gerrymander by diluting the state's black population into just 2 majority black districts. Courts threw out an earlier map drawn by the legislature in 2022 with just a single majority black district. Louisiana argues divvying up Americans by race should become a relic of the past.
Fox's Jared Halpern. Today's other case is about appealing a deportation order. America's listening to Fox News.
Pops Power Washing Services, LLC, has been in business for 11 years and continues to serve the Permian Basin of New Mexico and West Texas, specializing in power washing for the oil field, complete with a new mobile vacuum trailer ideal for dealing with any tank battery and SWD spills. Pops Power Washing would like to earn your business while Eric can get his wash crew and vacuum trailer on the job. Let Pops Power Washing put you on a maintenance schedule to upkeep your battery facilities, containment, black units, all the way down to your wellheads to mitigate possible fines to your company. Fully insured and bonded. Call or text Pops Power Washing Service LLC at 575-704-0330. That's 704-0330.
Pharmacy 575 is excited to welcome nurse practitioner Jessica Barrera to their team. From primary care to minor injuries, she is ready to care for our community. Walk-ins are welcome, but appointments are preferred. Offering the My Daily Medication program with pre-dose packaging, wellness consultations, weight loss plans, and more. Go see Pharmacy 575 at 305 East Sanger, Suite 600, or call 575-263-2908. Find them on Facebook, Instagram, and X. Pharmacy 575. Your health, their priority.
Jan from Toyota here. Feeling cooped up from winter? Well, now until March 31st is the perfect time for a new Toyota, like Camry, Grand Highlander, and more. So you can get back out there and do the things you love, like hitching up the boat to a Tundra for a lake day. Live out your spring fantasies with a new Toyota. Come in today.
Dealer inventory may vary. See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Toyota, let's go places.
Visit Permian Toyota in Hobbs today. Toyota, let's go places.
This is Rhonda Romack of Destiny Real Estate, where our business is built on dreams and imagination. Right now, the Lincoln County real estate market has more buyers than sellers. What does that mean? It means that the local market of inventory of houses and ranches is low, but we have plenty of buyers ready and willing to purchase properties. So if you've been considering putting something on the market, it's a good time to get top dollar for your investment. Telephone my team of seasoned professionals at 575-257-3000. That's Rhonda Romack of Destiny Real Estate, online at rudoso-nm.com.
At the New Mexico Museum of Space History in Alamogordo, there's no shortage of fun and adventure for the entire family. Explore a wide variety of space-related exhibits, including an interactive space shuttle simulator, a real moon rock, brought back on Apollo 17 by New Mexico astronaut Harrison Schmitt, rare replicas of the first man-made satellites, Sputnik and Explorer, and the Gargoyle, an early guided missile. Visit the New Mexico Museum of Space History, Alamogordo's premier tourist destination. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 till 5. Sunday, noon till 5. Closed Tuesdays.
The dogs at the Hobbs Animal Adoption Center need the exercise and attention they deserve, and you can help. Volunteer for Dog Club on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 9 to 11 a.m. We're working on providing dog enrichment like group play and basic training, which will lead to more adoptable pets for the community. Become a volunteer today. Sign-up forms are in the lobby at 700 North Grimes, or call us at 575-397-9323.
I'm only going a short distance. I never wear a seatbelt for that.
Seatbelts are too constraining, so I don't want to wear it.
My pickup truck will protect me. Why do I need a seatbelt?
It's a fact. Seatbelts save lives. Whether you're going to the corner store or traveling across the state, wear your seatbelt. Whenever you get into a vehicle, be a good example for your passengers and buckle up. Seatbelts are there to protect you and your passengers, so wear them. Remember, if you buckle up, they'll buckle up. Sponsored by NMDOT and aired in cooperation with the NMBA and this station.
Cal Shade Western in Carlsbad is now hiring for all positions. We're looking for hard-working, dependable folks to join our team as bartenders, waitresses, front desk attendants, bowling alley mechanics, pin chasers, security, cleaners, and stock handlers. Whether you're pouring drinks or keeping the pins rolling, or you just want to help our guests have a great time, there's a place for you in Cal Shade Western. Apply today in person at 1611 South Canal Street in Carlsbad. 1611 South Canal Street in Carlsbad. Honest, dependable people only. This is your chance to shine. Cal Shade Western, where work feels like home. Don't wait. Apply today. We don't get fooled again.
Our team is the elite of the elite.
You're waking up to the morning morons. One does his best to make you think he's a moron. The other is not a moron. The other is a member of the Mensa Society. And why Monica? Why, she's here to calm the storm.
This storm is going to get much, much worse.
Call or text now, 877-396-W105 to talk to us.
Hello, everyone. It's Alexa. What are you looking at? Where do you think I get all the facts and information? Right here. Everything anyone needs to know. Every morning.
Good news of the day coming up in just a second. I was just reading this thing. They said that AI will eventually replace attorneys.
Yeah, I don't think the attorneys are going to let that happen.
I don't think they're gonna sue. They will sue to keep that happen away from. All right, good news of the day up next. Monica, text.
All right. So the same person says about the brackets.
Yeah.
He said,
Yeah.
Blake, you're the only guy in New Mexico to pick Marquette. Who's Marquette?
It's
Why is
a
he making
college
big
that's
deal about it?
usually very good at basketball.
Yeah, that's the only thing they're good at.
Yeah, and they always do well in March Madness. And
Gotcha.
So,
And that's it. That's all we got.
Awesome. Good news of the day this morning being brought to you by Farmers Insurance Agent Herschel Rustin Hayes, Avenue D in Lovington. Give him a call, 575-396-0513. Home, auto, life insurance, commercial insurance. Find him right across the street from Bob's in Lovington, proud sponsor of the good news of the day.
a group of guys in Georgia broke a world record on Friday with a basketball game that lasted 5 straight days.
What?
121 hours and 3 minutes, to be exact. Yes, they were allowed to sub in and out, so they did get breaks. And they did it to raise money for charity called MOST, which is Men Opposing Sex Trafficking. They say the stunt raised more than $300,000.
Oh.
And a deer and her 2 fawns fell through the ice in Lake Wisconsin, on a lake in Wisconsin last weekend. Cops were able to save them with the help of a drone. The deer were 200 yards from shore and couldn't find their way back, so they used a drone to herd them in the right direction. All 3 of them made it and ran off together.
Aww.
So they basically put bait on the drone and flew it out. Finally, a British guy who loved making people laugh got to do it one more time after passing away at only 55. Now, he told his family he wanted to be buried in a casket that looked like a Snickers bar, so they made it happen. In the Snickers font.
What's Almond Choice?
And in that Snickers font, it says, "I'm nuts."
Oh my gosh.
And Kevin, that is the good news of the day.
All right, we're out of here. We'll be without Tom again tomorrow because he's got the some virus that he got. It's called the buffet virus.
The norovirus. So this is the only kind of running Tom does.
Yeah, that's it. So he's getting in all the running he can. All right, Tradio is coming up next. News this morning being brought to you by Rocha Air Conditioning and Heating. Your choice for your next HVAC job. Call Enrique Rocha, 575-631-1999. If you haven't had the air condition checked out, you should have that thing checked out because we're going to be in the 80s the next couple days. 575-631-1999. Call Enrique Rocha.